Molly, Molly, woman in white. She'll snatch you up if you go out at night. Way down there and over yonder. Stay close to home and do not wander. Oh, Molly, Molly, keep your hands away. Hold and crush you is the game she play. Molly, Molly, all in white. Her grip is fast and it's much too tight tonight. Molly, Molly, woman in white. She'll snatch you up if you go out at night. Way down there and over yonder. Stay close to home and do not wander. Oh, Molly, Molly, keep your hands away. Hold and crush you is the game she played. Molly, Molly, all in white. Her grip is fast and much too tight tonight. Me, oh my, oh, out on the farm. She'll chew your legs and gnaw on your arms. Me, oh my, oh, beside the lake. She'll pluck your eyes for her raisin cake. Molly, Molly, keep your hands away. Hold and crush you is the game she played. Molly, Molly, all in white. Her grip is fast and much too tight. Oh, Molly, Molly, keep your hands away. Hold and crush you is the game she played. Molly, Molly, all in white. Her grip is fast and much too tight tonight. How many kids does she catch?
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to RNG Weekly Updates. For all you who are wondering, the song that we played was Hugging Molly from South of Midnight's OST, And of course, if you didn't understand that, that was Persona 3 Reloaded's opening theme. So there you go. Go check those out everywhere that you can. But first, we have to introduce our awesome guest, Mr. Cream NATO. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing wonderful. I'm excited. We're like a week and a bit into the new year, and I hate it already. So let's go 2027. It's gonna be that year's gonna be goated. I'm calling it right now. No, I mean everything's going great. A lot of news, which is kind of surprising. We were talking about this before we started. Oh my god, what the hell was the first part of the year?
I know. It's just that it feels like we had 2 weeks off and everything went to hell in 2 weeks. That's what it feels like.
Yep.
Uh, First off, I wanted just to say, Cream, I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And what did you play over the break? If you had any time to play some games.
Ooh, I did have a fair bit. I played quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of all over the place. I played a little bit of Mega Bonk. I played a little bit of definitely some Victoria 3. I mean, I was just kind of going through my catalog and playing a little bit of everything that I have. Arc Raiders, of course. What else do we got on here that's recent? Let's look at my Steam recent games. Mad Games Tycoon 2. I was playing multiplayer on that. Hilarious. I bought every company and it was worth $1 trillion. That was pretty fun.
Hell yeah.
I started playing Bolt Gun for the first time.
Ooh.
Wow. Dude, that game is fucking good.
Oh,
Such a good,
says.
like, almost like a classic Doom type of boomer shooter.
Mm.
So good. And then I played a little bit of Rome, Total War Rome. And yeah, I've been kind of just all over the place. Oh,
yeah.
the one game I did play fully through and I played a lot of that I forgot to mention, Spider-Man for the PS4.
Ooh,
I never fully beat that game.
really?
And dude, that game's fucking great. That game is like really fucking good. Hot take, I enjoyed playing that more than I enjoyed playing any of the Arkham games.
Oh yeah. I really did enjoy that one a lot too. Especially when I first played it for the PS4, I was like, "This is okay," but then I played the PS5 version with the 60 FPS,
Yeah.
and ooh man, I was like, "Oh yeah, this game is so much better." Even with the boring Mary Jane missions, I'm like, "This game is great."
That's the only thing that's really the only thing I dislike about the game, and I'm playing the PS4 version.
Mm.
On the PS4, it runs. I mean, it's fine. I mean, the PS4 felt like it was about to have a Chernobyl style meltdown, but no, it was a lot of fun. It's a really good game. If you haven't played it, go play that game. That game's fucking awesome.
Yes, I got the double platinum trophy for it, so I do highly recommend that game as well.
Yeah.
We got Ando joining us here saying, "Yo, got a replacement Steam Deck. Megabonk and Hades 2 will be great on that thing." That is true.
Oh, I gotta install Megabonk on my Steam Deck.
Yeah, I've been playing Chrono Trigger on my Steam Deck when I get some time to just relax in my bed. So that's been my kind of chilling and sleeping, getting ready for bed kind of game. I put on my well, how best way I can say it? My Reddit slop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I listen to what I think are people who just like take like the creepypastas off Reddit, and then they just have an AI voice read it to you.
See, that's better than what I do. I just watch procedural television. I'll just watch like some fucking random slop show. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch season 2 of ER now. Just throw that up there, and I fucking fall asleep while it's going on. All I'm hearing is like fucking defibrillators going off. That's really awkward when you wake up with your headphones on and you just look at your TV and you're like, what the fuck is happening? There's just blood everywhere. It's unsettling.
Do you have like the dreams where you're in the TV show because you're like asleep but you still hear the audio, so your dream becomes the
Yeah,
TV
but
show?
usually I'm the person on the table dying, which is like fucked up.
That used to happen to me all the time because I used to do that too with Law and Order.
Oh God, yeah, that would be worse.
And just like every one of my dreams for a while was just rape dreams.
Oh God, oh God.
It's like she was raped, and all this stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck? I need to stop watching Special Victims before I go to bed.
Yeah, dude.
That was so weird.
At least when I watched Miami Vice, it was cool. It was like I was doing coke in Miami. I'm like, that's a cool dream. And now it's just like, man has cardiovascular problem. That's my role in my dream.
Oh, don't worry about that. That's me going to the doctor in like another 3 years, probably.
Yeah. George
So-
Clooney's gonna cut you open.
Oh, well, that'd be kind of cool, I guess. If you really think about it. So before we continue on, everyone, just a little programming note. Going forward, I'm just going to do pickups videos as a separate thing. So we're not going to talk about what games we picked up or anything like that on this show anymore. We're just kind of going to cut that off and continue on with different segments that we've basically I think that work better for a show like this. So what video games are coming out, video game trailers, news stories, all that stuff, and just general talk in general. But yeah, I guess we could kind of get into the first story here. This one, I feel like I want to hear your thoughts about it because this was a incredibly insane story to hear right before Christmas, and that is the passing of Vince Zampella.
Yeah.
That was incredibly wild.
Yeah, that was really that was a crazy story. Obviously the footage is out there. I think everyone's basically seen it. It was out there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They were even showing it on the news. And that was the craziest thing. Like I found out because I just had like CBS on in the background. Because, you know, I'll just have the news on in the background if I'm playing games just in case some crazy shit like that happens.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out was CBS News put it out. And I'm like, Vince Zampella. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, is that the fucking guy from Infinity Ward? Like that can't be the same one. They never talk about video games on the news, really, right? And then I went on Twitter and I looked, and yeah, he was gone, and it's a really sad situation, and it seems pretty needless too, like the fact that it was like basically stunt driving.
Yeah.
And obviously I never found out actually who was the person in the passenger like the passenger for his vehicle, but they also passed away, which is even more sad. It's just terrible. And it was nice to see everyone come out online and just kind of talk about how much those early COD games meant to them. And of course, it wasn't just COD. I mean, he founded Respawn and worked on Apex and Titanfall, and he was just recently, Fallen Order. And just recently he was doing stuff for Battlefield.
Yeah, that's another thing. I forgot that he did work on the new Battlefield games.
Yeah. It's such a sad story. So I mean, obviously thoughts and prayers and all of that go out to.
Sorry, I keep getting off.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
What is your favorite I guess thing that you could say for Vince Zampella that you could give your insights on?
Well, honestly, I think one of the interesting things with Vince Zampella is the longevity he's had at a high level, moving from company to company. Because you'll see people like we have Todd Howard, who's been around for a long time, but it's been at Bethesda. Then you have people like John Romero, who moves around a lot and was a really big part, like a really important part in the gaming industry. But he kind of, no offense to him, but you know, his star has kind of waned. You know, people, when they talk about him, they talk about Doom. They're not talking about anything really he's done recently. Vince Zampella was one of these guys who, yeah, you would talk about COD and then you'd be like, holy shit, he's still doing like great stuff. Like everyone was surprised to be like, oh my God, I forgot he worked on Battlefield 6. And that was like one of the biggest games of last year. So I think that's a really unique thing that like he was able to have in his career that most people don't.
No, I agree with you. And I love all those Call of Duty games that Infinity Ward really helped rejuvenate that franchise, going from World War II to Modern Warfare and stuff like that. But still, one of my favorite memories of Vince is when EA announced Jedi Fallen Order, and he was just in the crowd. And just like he doesn't know why he's here, but it was remember that big event with oh fuck, the kind of funny guy. I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. They were running that one, and I
Oh,
just remember
uh,
So
this
I'm
one.
here sitting inside the crowd.
This is one of my
at EA
favorite memories of
Play,
Vince
and I
Zampella.
just happened to find Mr. Vince Zampella here in the audience from Respawn. What's going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I love this stuff. I love seeing new games.
I mean, someone's super excited about that man on PC, right? Yeah. So, you guys may have seen that Vince was tweeting yesterday, and there has been a bunch of speculation. So, you want to just get right to it?
Sure. I mean, we're not ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any guesses? I bet you the internet is going wild right now.
I hope so. So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
So does that mean I get to like hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
So Vince, you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the dark times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the Jedis are being hunted, so it's going to be spectacular.
So for all the hardcore nerds out there who want to know like where in the timeline, like between which episodes is it?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay, all right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. You got any other tidbits?
It's not a nice.
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
Bad time. Does that mean it's gonna just be all dark and serious?
It's amazing.
All right, so I think people are now anxiously want to know, like, when can we play the game?
It will be holiday of next year, 2019, not this year.
So, sorry to dash any hopes.
No.
But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up, and hopefully we'll hear more from you maybe next year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the show today.
Poor Vince Zampella there felt like he was a hostage, and he just had to do something because EA told him that you're under contract.
Well, he was at an EA event, which is pretty bad.
Yeah. I just remember that one. It was just like he's like, I don't really want to say too fucking much, man. I just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
But rest in peace, Mr. Zampella. You did good, kid. You did good. And before we go on, Ando says, got my Yakuza 5 and 6 from Limited Run Games before 3 and 4. Supposedly those two are coming tomorrow. That is weird because that also happened to me too. My Yakuza 4 came before my Yakuza 3, which I was like, that makes sense, I guess.
How the hell's that work?
I guess they're all done, and it's just how the conveyor belt was going.
I guess.
Luckily for me, none of mine had problems like some people's Sonic statues. That fucking sucked.
Oh.
But should we move on now to This Week in Games?
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's move on now to This Week in Games. Coming out this week, very light week over here. We got, first off, Dune Crawl, which came out January 5th for PC. You ever heard about this game?
No, I have not heard about this game.
All right, neither have I. Next up, we got Suki Game Planet for Switch 2 and Switch. I think this one was that fruit game.
Yeah, this is that one.
Yeah, it's that puzzle one. So that came out this week. I didn't even know that came out. I know about it because they were displaying it, and was the last Nintendo State of Play or Nintendo whatever Nintendo Direct. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Star Rapture Early Access. Have you heard about this game?
No, actually,
The
to be
Rupture.
honest, besides the fruit one, I don't think I've heard of any of these games. Like these are kind of it seems like there hasn't been well, that's indie like early access, so it's probably an indie game.
Yeah, it
I would
looks
assume.
like a friend slop game because it is 1 to 4 players by Creepy Jar. Never heard of this company.
Ooh,
Next up, we have Fairy Tales Dungeons.
that's a game.
That is your anime license game that only came to the Switch and PC.
Oh.
Never heard about this one. I heard the 2 other Fairy Tale RPGs are good, but never heard about this one. We got Heartopia for PC and mobile devices. You ever hear about this one?
No, I don't really. I think that's more of a mobile game that also just gets a token PC port. So that's kind of out of my purview. Mostly, yeah.
Next up, we got I Am Future Cozy Apocalypse Survivor for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC, which came out yesterday.
I'm glad that Will Smith gets to make a game sequel to I Am Legend. That's good.
So, never heard about this one. Doesn't seem that good. And what came out today, I guess, was Pathological 3.
I didn't even know that Pathologic 3 was coming out this early. I thought that was later this year. But no, that's cool.
Have you ever played
Definitely
these
cool.
games?
I have not, but I've watched playthroughs of them. And it seems like a kind of a fun, just kind of a fun little game. It's not like you'd be like, oh my god, Pathologic 2, bro. That game broke the mold. That shit was like pumping into my veins, but it's pretty fun for what it is,
Yeah, I never heard about these ones. I didn't even know they had number 3, so that is interesting to see for sure. But yeah, very light week, beginning of the year, so nothing worth a note is really coming out. But if you're interested in looking into any of those games, go check those out. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it'll pick up soon enough.
Next up, just a reminder for Game Pass, and I'll pull up the PlayStation Plus for this month. These are the games that are out now if you are a Game Pass user for different tiers. Brew and Bastards for Ultimate and Premium. Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition for Ultimate and Premium. Atomfall is coming to Premium. Lost in Random, The Eternal Die is coming to Premium. Rematch is coming to Premium. Space Marine Mastercraft Edition is coming to Premium. Final Fantasy, the first one, is coming to Ultimate and Premium. Star Wars Outlaws is coming to Ultimate. My Little Pony.
Now that's game of the year right there. That's the one the boys want to play.
The bronies right there. That's your WWEs and the Pony Brigade right there.
Yeah.
It's coming to Ultimate and Premium. Resident Evil Village is coming to Ultimate and Premium. And Milo Memories in Orbit is also coming to Premium as well. Cream, do you have any interest in any of those games? Have you played them?
I played Village. I gotta finish Village actually, especially before we get Resident Evil 9 out. It's a good time to put out Resident Evil Village on Game Pass. Especially considering that we're less than a month away from Resident Evil 9.
Yeah, it's coming close.
Yep. And that's going to be a huge release this year. So excited for that. And Atomfall I played a little bit of. So yeah, I mean, Atomfall was one of the better games of last year. It's kind of one of those games I think everyone forgets about, even though they really shouldn't. It really was a good game. So if you haven't played Atomfall, if you kind of skipped over it because of all the other games that came out around that time, I mean, it came out maybe a week or two after Clair Obscur and Oblivion, so it kind of got buried a bit. But if you haven't played it, go check it out, play it. It's fun. It a lot of shades of Fallout.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it myself, but go on, I've cut you off.
No, that's all. That's all I had to say.
Okay, and over here we got the PlayStation Plus lineup for anyone who's a user of that. And the three games that are coming are Need for Speed, Unbound, Epic Mickey Rebrushed, and Core Keeper are your three choices for your regular lineup as well. No backwards compatible games this month, sadly, but these are the three relatively new games that are coming out. But did you play any of these games, Cream?
I think I played one of the Epic Mickey games. There was one on the PS3.
Yes,
That
yes, it
was.
was.
Yeah, I think I played that one back in the day. That's about it. Honestly, I gotta be honest. None of those games fucking interest me much.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. But for people who have these accounts, just remember, always download them and add them to your library because you can play them at a later date.
That's true, and it's free. So you might as
Exactly.
well fucking take it.
You pay for it, damn it, so use it to your best advantage. But we also have one more thing. Switch Online, the GameCube one for Switch 2 users, has finally got Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. So if you are interested in playing Fire Emblem and not spending $200+ just for a physical copy of this game, here's your way to play it. So Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Are you a Fire Emblem fan, Cream?
Yeah, well, I'm a Fire Emblem fan in the sense of I like playing as the characters in Smash, and that's about it. I really haven't played any of the games. It was again just one of those things where they're coming out when you're a kid, and you're just kind of I'm hard locked on no. I want to play this game. I'm playing Lego Batman. Fuck off with your Fire Emblem emblem bullshit. That's basically how I was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that might be interesting interesting to go back and play now. I probably won't do it through the Switch Online though. I might, get on the boat and start sailing the high seas, But yeah, I mean it's nice that they are offering this so it's not just like basically a fucking abandonware or lost media or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Where it costs way too much to actually get in and experience these games. So I am happy that Nintendo's at least doing this, although I would like people to have the ability to just outright buy the games and not have to pay a fucking subscription fee for them. But that's, beggars can't be choosers.
Take what you could get sometimes.
Exactly.
One more thing, too. If you have Nintendo Switch Music, or Nintendo Music, I should say, the entire soundtrack has been added to that service as well.
You know what I call Nintendo Music?
What?
Spotify for retards. Or Tidal.
That's funny. And checks in here again, says, Game Pass has My Little Pony and Paw Patrol. What more could a gamer want?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Alrighty then, let's get into the news topics for today there, Mr. Cream. Which one would you like to start with first?
Oh, you know what? Do we want to start with... I honestly do think this is going to be the biggest story of the year, and I don't mean just in gaming, I think in general. Do we want to start with Nvidia?
Sure, this is the one that you brought to the table, so I'll let you be the guy to read this article real quick.
Yes.
So,
alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is all a rumor, okay? And that's why we went to the most authoritative news source around. That's called videocards.com, and they spell cards with a Z, so they're good. But this has been around all over the place, and it says here, Nvidia rumored to bring back the GeForce RTX 3060 production this quarter, which is basically the whole thing behind this rumor is that because they are producing so many of these brand new 50 series cards for AI data centers, that they are now going to go back and reproduce the 3060 for commercial sale. I think part of this is because they don't want AMD to start taking market share. And also because if they don't sell to consumers, if the AI bubble bursts, which there is an AI bubble, I mean, even Stevie Wonder can see it at this point. And when it bursts, that means people are going to hold off on building data centers, even if they hold off for just a quarter. They're still going to hold off, and that's going to negatively affect Nvidia immensely. So I think that's why they're doing this. They're also going to be they've been rolling out updates to the older generations of cards that are still RTX. I know I got one for DLSS, like an update for it today. And I'm in like mine's a 4060, I think. So yeah, this is a big story. This should help with gaming PC costs because my God, that they're going to skyrocket this year, especially with Micron pulling out of building consumer RAM. Basically, consumers are really getting hit hard with AI crunch, where companies are getting paid lucrative amounts of money to make their products almost exclusively for AI data centers. So at least Nvidia is bringing back production of an old card, but again, I think this could shake out, 100 different ways, and who knows which one's actually gonna come to pass.
Yeah, that is very interesting too, because we've seen somewhere earlier this year they were saying that RTX cards and graphics cards in general could just skyrocket to about like 5Gs for a single card, which is insane, right?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, when people said that too, um, the sellers market, the people reselling their old ones or new ones, just took that as, oh, okay, we can jack up the prices now. So the whole thing of people speculating on it actually kind of forced it to start to happen, where people were jacking up the prices because they're like, well, oh, they said that you could get $5,000 for this, so I'm gonna do that. It's
Yeah,
the same
that's
thing with
crazy.
RAM, where people were like selling old sticks of like DDR4 RAM, but like trying to sell it for, way more than it's actually worth. And yeah, it's a shame. And I do think that Nvidia is the biggest story of the year
Mhm.
going into this year, and that's in not just gaming. I think in general they're the biggest company in the world right now, at least value wise. Which, side note, they're way, way, way overvalued. They may be one of the most overvalued companies in history.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this for a while. But apparently people on Wall Street don't know how fucking numbers work.
It's the
So
economy. It's like the salary cap in the NFL. It's a social construct.
yeah, number go up.
Yes.
Numbers just go brap, you know.
The Saints
Yeah.
are 50 million over the cap every year, and they somehow get below before the season starts.
Yeah, and they still can't win.
They can't. No.
Yeah. It's going to be a crazy story, but yeah, if you're going to make a gaming PC, you should have probably done it last year. And that sucks because I think there's a lot of people looking to get into PCs now, trying to get in early before the next console generation. But this whole shit is actually kind of brought back a need for consoles, funny enough. Like Xbox might actually be able to capitalize by making a cheap PC, like a cheap gaming PC.
Mm-hmm.
They might actually be able to like stop taking L's console development wise,
Yeah,
like they have
definitely will
been for
help.
the last while.
Definitely could help. I mean, right now it's been a very funny generation. Like, who knew that the cheapest you could get a console for this generation was at the very beginning?
Yeah.
That's very funny. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with the market, with so many things shifting to AI and running up the scoreboard for that too. It's very interesting and very unsettling, to say the least. Hopefully through a lot of I think we said earlier while we were watching this, we came to the conclusion that it might be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, innovation, because stuff is getting so expensive. So they need to go back and try to find workarounds and revive tech and everything else like that. While at the same time, like you said, it also is obviously greed.
Yeah. Like a lot of this is trying to, take as much money as they possibly can from the consumer. Which, I mean, that's not new in gaming. Like, look at the last couple of years with AAA. It's been ridiculous, the prices for the games. Yeah, so
they're trying to charge 80, 90, even some people are like, GTA 6 is gonna be $100 and you gonna pay it.
Yeah, GTA. People were saying GTA 6 should be $100 as well. That was like even crazier, where it's like, actually they should charge us more. I'm like, no, they fucking should.
Right? It's been, gaming is a luxury, but goddamn,
they're gonna charge me $100. They better fucking suck me off. Like, they better pay for the actual hookers that are in the game that come to my house and give me a handy.
Yeah, I want to actually have the hooker come to my house if I buy GTA 6, and then I kill her, get my money back, right?
Exactly, and then I can
it's a video
pay for
game.
GTA
it's part
6
of the video
again.
game. Yeah,
exactly.
And then we got some friends joining us here. It says Sci-Fi Life is Gaming. Hello, sir. I think it's the first time I've seen you around here. A need for the wrong reason, I'd say. Yes, you're 100% right about that one too. Then we got Mr. Pop Culture Mechanic chiming in, says, Guten Tag, Karim. Guten Tag to you there, my friend. And Sci-Fi says again, there was also something about charging hourly. Yes, that is true.
That was so fucking stupid. That one. I remember people being like, they're going to actually do that. I'm like, no, they're not. There's no fucking way they're going to do that. I don't care how big GTA would be. They couldn't get away with charging you hourly. I think people would genuinely get so upset and freak out so much that they would have to walk that back. Even WoW doesn't fucking bleed their pay pigs that much. Like, holy.
Not yet, at least. That's the key word. Not yet, at least.
Not yet. There's always time.
Yeah. I will say this also for everyone that's interested. Linked in the description of this video, if you're watching live or later, wherever you're watching, you can go into the comment section and you can also click on the links there and read these articles for yourself. Don't take the word of two retards on the internet. Form your own opinion if you don't like what we are saying. And then he says, it's the 21st century, Cream, and the world is retarded. That is correct.
That is true. Sci-Fi, I hope you had a good Christmas, by the way. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, it was good to see you, Mr. Sci-Fi. I don't think I've seen you around, so I'm guessing he's one of your regulars.
Yeah, I've known him for a while. He's dumb. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. No, Sci-Fi's great. He's a good dude.
Well, welcome aboard, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're having a good Friday and have a good weekend planned as well. So that addresses the Larian stuff right there. Let's go with a couple quick ones real quick here too. Kind of get these out of the way. First off, news over the weekend, over this week, I should say. Detroit Become Human has crossed 15 million units sold. And, oh my good golly gosh, I did not like this game, and I know you are in the same camp too, Cream.
Yeah, this game's fucking terrible. I explained my thoughts on this with one friend of the show, Nosmir, earlier today, and I don't think I can say what my thoughts are on YouTube without getting your channel immediately banned. I really fucking hate this game. I'll tell you what I said after stream, of course. But yeah, it's a fucking stinker. And you know what? This should give everyone hope, because if you can make a giant steaming pile of actual human fecal matter like this game and sell 15 million units, you can do anything in your life. Don't let anyone tell you can't do anything, because Detroit Become Human can sell 15 million copies somehow. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Yeah. Also, thank you for giving to me for Christmas. Then.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Oh, you did. You didn't like that?
No, I just think that's so funny. Now you're like, I fucking hate this game. Here you go,
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah. I was gonna give it to other people, but the other people played it and liked it. And I'm like, how the fuck do you like this? So I had to give him Hitman instead.
See what I did for one year for Christmas. I bought like 10 copies of Redfall, and I gave it to everyone for Christmas as their little white elephant gift.
That's fucking cursed. Honestly, if those people never talk to you again, I wouldn't blame them. Like, that's pretty bad.
It was the best $100 I spent just to have fun with people for Christmas one year. No, but I remember my wife. She bought Detroit Become Human, and I sat down and I was watching her play it. This is when we were still dating, and it started off pretty good. I was like, wow, this isn't that bad, you know? And then the fucking game just goes off the rails. You're not wrong about that at all. I'm fucking gonna spoil this part because it pisses me off so much to this very day. So you know the little one mission or the one character who's like the maid robot that takes care of the little girl?
Yeah.
And at the end, the little girl's a fucking robot too.
Yeah.
And that part infuriated me so much.
It just doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense.
Zero damn sense at all. The little robot girl has like a warmth feature and stuff, but she lives with this guy who hates robots. It's like very abusive. But he has this robot daughter, and he's trying to make her happy and stuff. I'm like, what is this writing? Who came up with it?
What the fuck kind of is this? Like some future? What kind of Futurama shit is this? Robot children? Who the fuck would make a robot child? You would just make
Pedophiles.
a normal.
There you go. It's
Well,
pedophiles.
yeah, exactly. But like in a world where these robots serve a use, right? Like, what the fuck? No, you're gonna make like some 6-foot robot. Like, you're not making a fucking like 3-foot robot that shits itself. Like that makes no fucking sense.
It makes no sense, and she's eating food. But it defeats the purpose of the story. Let's be real here.
It's all bad. It's
so bad. It's of course, only a fucking French man could come up with a story this retarded sometimes.
Yeah.
But this is the old guard French. Now the new French are coming in and they're actually making stuff that is good. All right, but then we got Detroit Become Human, and it's like, what the fuck is this storyline? And like you said, it is so on the nose with the allegory of the American civil rights movement.
AIs are the new blacks, guys.
Yeah, it was funny because they even have a giant protest scene, and they're walking down going equal rights, and I'm like, oh, I've seen this in my history books. I know what this is from.
Yeah, dude.
I think
we got Robo Parks, dude. We got Robo Rosa Parks. Like, this is fucked up.
And then at the end of the game, it's like, oh, it's just terrorism at the end of the day. It was just like, Jesus.
In this world, Rosa Parks was a valet robot.
Anda says, Detroit Become Human is the type of story a dumb person makes and thinks that they are smart and clever. 100% on the fucking nose. That just describes David Cage pretty well.
Yeah. That describes every Quantic Dream game.
Oh my god, you're not even kidding. And then we got Pop Culture Mechanic here. Get out of there. He says, so it took 7 years to get to 15 million? That's not something to be proud of.
Well, there's that too. And how many? I guarantee you they're counting the games they gave away for free.
They have to have. But, Limited Run did a collector's edition for this game too.
Oh, God.
It got nominated for, I think, Game of the Year. Or at least the guy who does the actor for the main white robot.
Yeah.
I think he got nominated. Clancy Brown, I think, was also in this game too, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, dude, this game's fucked, man.
But
it tells me a lot about a person if they actually enjoy this game.
Yeah, it had promise. It started off pretty decent, and then those tires, you slowly saw one of them speed off and disconnect from your car.
I'm
and it
I'm
gets
sure the
going.
1936 Olympics in Berlin had promise too, but it went downhill pretty fucking quickly.
Yes, Jesse Owens had to learn how to become a good man by hanging out with a little white German girl who later turned out to also be black.
Yep.
But yeah, that game sucks. But congratulations, 15 million. Still nothing to scoff at. I'll say that it's still better than all the Remedy games combined, I guess.
I'm not saying congratulations for that shit.
Next up, we got another quick one over here for Splitgate. And would you like to read this one since you love to shit on Splitgate?
Sure thing. I actually should say that I know literally 0% of what's going on with this one, so I'm interested to see what's going on. This says Steam charts don't measure fun. They show one number on one platform at one given moment. They don't show the full picture of or what it feels like to actually play, and they definitely don't capture the community that's actively helping shape what Arena Reloaded is becoming, including upcoming content like Arena Royale. Over the past 6 months, we rebuilt Splitgate from the ground up because we believe in the game, our team, and our community. The 1047 team remains committed to delivering the best version of Splitgate possible. To our amazing community, thank you. Your feedback and your passion have helped make Arena Reloaded better every day. And to everyone who hasn't played yet, Arena Reloaded is free. The game plays the best it's ever been, and we'd love for you to jump in and form your own opinion. A lot of passionate people worked very hard on it.
So, Cream, what is your takeaway from this?
Well, I'm assuming they got fucking ratioed. They got fucking ratioed, probably because, quite frankly, they spent more time trying to fucking market the game than actually make the game fun. And they spread themselves way too fucking thin at the launch. Also, speaking of the launch, which launch are we? This is the third launch of this game.
The third Phoenix Rising.
My God, this is worse than that fucking Warner Brothers game, the one with fucking Shaggy beating the shit out of Batman. Like, this is, I've never seen a game go through 3 fucking launches. There was the early access launch, then there was the full release, and then there was the, oh God, let's put it back, basically everyone shit on the game, so let's delay the full release. Even they unreleased the game and then released it again. Like, of course people are going to be shitting on it, and I'm sorry, one number on one platform at one given moment. No, this is like a prolonged thing. And if you go on Steam charts, you can see you get some pretty shitty reviews where it's like, thumbs up, I like it. But you also get some like really in-depth reviews from people, really in-depth comments on what they liked about the game, what they disliked, the reasons why they're liking and the reasons why they're disliking. So you can't just discredit Steam charts. Like, I don't think that's the right move. It honestly makes this look all like copium, because it probably is.
Oh, it looks like copium. This is copium. If I can honestly be 100% honest here, I have no opinions about this video game. I've never played it. I have nothing bad to say about the studio or anything like that at all. In fact, a lot of people that I've saw in the comments or making some, like you were saying, they were ratioing and making fun of the studio. There was still a decent amount of people who are like, I'm sad this game seems to be floundering and failing. It's actually pretty fun. And a lot of people generally did seem like they were enjoying it. But apparently it just doesn't have that spark and hook that other games had too, especially nowadays with so much competition out there. I think the thing that really fucked this game, Arc Raiders.
That is part of what fucked them. I honestly think that what really fucked this game was honestly the devs. The way they marketed this game was terrible.
Yeah, you
you went from one like and obviously this leans into the political stuff just because of the MAGA hat the guy was wearing. But it's not just that, because the first marketing, everyone was like very like blue haired type of stuff. So people were like, oh my God, the game's awoke. And then they're like, oh my God, the chuds took over this game. You pissed off both sides.
Yeah.
When in reality, you didn't need to piss off anyone. All you need to do was make a more refined, enhanced version of what Splitgate 1 was. But instead they tried to basically play both sides, and they got burned by both sides, and rightfully so. I don't think people are dumb enough to, like, people understand when you're trying to just like play sides so you can make money off of them. It doesn't work.
Yeah, the cringeness, I would say, that's really what a lot of this was.
Yeah. And also the amount of money they pumped into this game, they're not making that money back. The studio's like fucked. I can't see a way where they're not fucked, because they pumped a shit ton of money into marketing this. They went and did all that stuff at Summer Games Fest, which blew up in their fucking face. They did marketing way before that, and then they've had to do marketing after that. And you notice how the marketing afterwards has been very minimal. And it's probably because they're running on very little funds, because people just aren't playing the game. Like, I'll go and look at the Steam charts right now for how many people have been on it lately. But I can't imagine it's very large amount of people. I mean, let's look at like Battlefield 6 finally dropped below 100,000, players just recently. So even Battlefield was, dropping down. You want to know what the Steam charts are for it right now?
Yeah, I'm curious since you're bringing that up.
It's players right now is 1,155. It's 24-hour peak. Would you like to guess what it is?
Ooh, 15?
No. 1,156. One more player than what's currently on. Its all-time peak was 25,000. This game is DOA, and it has barely... It looks like grandma's fucking EKG right now. Like, I mean, like, this shit needs to be defibrillated. Like, this is where they call it. Okay, like this is not doing well. I can't imagine they've made any money off of this game, and even if they did, they didn't make enough to cover the costs.
Yeah, this is where they bring in the priest so you could give your final confession rites.
Oh, this is already, we're past last rites. You've already met God at this point.
Oh God. Oh, but yeah, that sucks too. Ando over here has to chime in as well. Like, I have issues with Steam charts being used as a smoking gun, but man, this response is cope and not something a company should be posting about. Indeed, I do agree with you on that one. There's absolutely zero reason to post something like this. This is just... A lot of stuff has been ill-advised, and I hope in the coming years, when these devs go and work somewhere else, they learn a lot from this mistake.
Yeah.
At least on the PR front, because I guess on the technical side, at least the game I hear is sound. I haven't heard any.
Well, you know what? Wherever they go to work next, they're not working fucking PR. I'll tell you that.
Oh no, they are getting told your social accounts are ours.
They're not even allowed to own a cell phone. They're gonna get sent to like a NetEase death work camp where they're stuck making like Marvel Rivals skins for the rest of fucking their life.
You know what? It's probably a steady paycheck though.
That's true. Steady meals.
Yeah. I mean, I would take it. You get to work with Rogue's ass, her big juicy ass.
That's true, and you'll only be castrated once. So what's the problem?
Exactly. All right, let's move on now to a couple more smaller stories that I have out here. First up, we got a new leak. Rating link right now for an unannounced Life is Strange sequel. So if people out there are interested in a Life is Strange, and you're a big fan of the series. A new one's been announced. Kareem, are you familiar with the series by any chance?
I know enough about this series to know I fucking hate it. If I played it, that's really all I. It's one of these things where I saw the game and I'm like, this looks fucked. I think I have one of the games because I got it for free on Steam, but I've never fucking played it, and I don't plan on ever playing it. It's not my type of game. Honestly, I'm not a teenage lesbian, so it's really not appealing to me. But if it's appealing to you, man, hey, this is exciting news.
I played the first game back in the day when it first came out. I thought it was good. And then apparently the studio went full into like, we just make games for gays. And then it went downhill from there, from what I hear. Especially with the new one, it's been a big issue for a lot of the fans of the series, because it basically said like, hey, remember that whole town you destroyed and all those people you killed to impress this one dumb bitch? Oh yeah, they broke up like pretty much instantly right after that.
Well, you know, such is life. You sacrifice a bunch of people, get broken up by that person. Yeah, these things happen.
Yeah, get nothing good from it afterwards. It just kind of sucks.
At least they're getting this bitch addicted to heroin now, so that's good.
And Mr. Angry Canadian here saying Carl's a teenage lesbian. No, I'm a teenage dirtbag, baby. Get it right. But I hope you had a good stream. He was playing Resident Evil.
Ooh, which one? The original?
Yeah, the original. As we found out, AC is, as we like to say, a giant scaredy cat.
Oh, yeah. I'm one of those too, yeah. Was it GOG port, or was it...
Yes,
yeah,
it was
okay.
the GOG
Cool.
port.
Yeah, that's good.
But he kept dying a lot, so he sucks at that game.
Oh,
So-
well, I ain't gonna say shit. Have you ever seen me play a game? I'm fucking terrible. I don't know how controllers work still. Can't figure them out.
But now, also, I got one like on my comment there, AC. So we're go Sunday when I go to Japan to visit you. You have no choice.
Yep, that's how it works.
Also, Ando says, I found out one of those reply guy social media guys beat Life is Strange like 7 times and is his favorite game. Safe to say, I don't care what his thoughts are.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Bro.
Oh yeah. I recently just picked up over Black Friday the entire series on PS5 to replay one day.
Life is Strange, you mean?
Yes, Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully I can have a better opinion, because I don't want to shit on. I'm trying to get better at this, because obviously I've seen the clips online where people are taking it out of context, and then they're like, oh, look at this one. Isn't it cringe? I'm like, yes, that's true. That's very cringe. But I want to be able to just say, look, I want to judge it myself before I shit on it fully, you know?
Yeah. I saw enough to know it's not for me. But I'm not one of these people like, this game shouldn't exist. I don't fucking care. It doesn't really like, I like to laugh at it. So I get some enjoyment out of Life is Strange, I guess. Not actually playing it, but laughing at the concept of it.
Yeah.
But if somebody else wants, it's same thing with Detroit Become Human, where the game fucking sucks. But you know what? If you really do want to play it, I hate you. But also, that's your right.
First off, once again, nothing good has been produced in Detroit. All right, let's just be honest.
Model T.
Yeah, that was Michigan.
Yeah.
Still not
I guess.
fully Detroit. I think it was Dearborn, Michigan, actually.
I think the Red Wings won a couple titles. That's something.
Yeah. But
Although Terry Sawchuk was from like Saskatchewan, so I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah. Speaking of Red Wings and Blackhawks, rest in peace, Glenn Hall.
Yeah, that was sad news.
Man.
Mr. Goalie himself.
94 years old. I didn't even know he was still alive.
Dude, we lost Ken Dryden last year too. Fuck.
That's crazy. You know, it's a one thing as a Blackhawks fan. Now I'm just all the people I met and got autographs from. Now they're all dead.
Hey, and you know what? This is video game related because I'm pretty sure you can play as him in NHL.
Yeah, you
One of
can
them, at least. Yeah,
you can. Yeah, still one of my favorite memories. I met Stan Mikita before he died, and he did not want to shake anyone's hands.
Based. That's
Yeah.
that's red pilled right there.
Yeah, but he was a germ freak. He shook my hand though. He thought I was clean enough, but little did he know I was a gypsy. Or maybe he knew, because I think Mikita's Eastern European, so he just knew that we could connect on
He
that
was
front.
one of you, yeah.
Exactly. That's why. Moving on now, we got another quick story here for another game rumor. This one says, new StarCraft shooter likely to be revealed at BlizzCon 2026.
Yeah, this is something that's been rumored for a while. Basically since Activision was bought, even before then, but ever since Activision was bought by Microsoft, one of the things they talked about that they wanted to do was really work on StarCraft, get some StarCraft stuff out.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, yeah, I'm not surprised. I feel like if we get a StarCraft shooter, it's going to play a lot like Space Marine. That's kind of the natural connection I'm making in my head. Maybe it's going to be different, but you could do something like that, and yeah, maybe it's not as good as Space Marine 2, but it'd still be pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. They really do have to do something with this franchise because it's
It shouldn't be as
dormant,
dormant. It is still
yeah.
dormant, though. That's the problem. This is a good IP that we haven't really seen too much of.
Yeah, it's just it's been nothing. Like even with Warcraft, they still have WoW going on. It's really Blizzard really just has only been fucking around with Diablo. It feels like, and new Warcraft expansions. But
And Overwatch.
let's not talk about that.
We have to talk about Overwatch. It's
Oh,
unfortunate,
God.
but yes.
Oh God, not Overwatch. Yeah, they did do Overwatch. Yeah, that's sad, huh?
Yeah. I mean, look. Those Koreans, they've moved on from, StarCraft to Overwatch, all right? So they're starving for something StarCraft related, all right?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I think a new StarCraft game, a shooter, yeah, I guess that's a good place to start, but doing like another like mainline StarCraft game, I honestly think if you do it with a low budget, you could make a fuck ton of money off of that game. Like it could do really, really well.
Well, I'm curious. So I know you and I are kind of like the RTS guys, with Nazmir as our third homie on this front. But I've been playing more of Age of Empires and Age Mythology recently too. And recently I found out that 60 million people have played Age of Mythology according to Microsoft.
Yeah.
And that's fucking wild. And I feel like my follow-up question for you is, do you want to see Blizzard make a StarCraft game, or would you like to see Microsoft pass that buck over to, say, World's Edge and try to do something with a StarCraft RTS?
I would rather see it go to World's Edge, quite frankly. I think I would trust them more than I would Blizzard at this point, especially after the shit show that was the re-releases of Warcraft that they did. That was really bad, and that was just last year. So giving it to World's Edge, I think, is the better option. But realistically, I don't see Blizzard wanting to give up control of it. If they see that there's an interest, they'll be like, "No, it's our IP. Oh, StarCraft means so much to us, guys. We gotta." Yeah, I just, yeah, I don't know. Sadly, I think Blizzard will try to keep it in a bit of a death grip. But it should go to World's Edge. They're good.
I would like to see a cooperative effort, and like you said, World's Edge, sneaky studio by Microsoft, might be the most underrated studio they own. Except for like the uber autistic people like us who actually know what an RTS game is,
Yeah. They are they've done well. I can't remember when they put out a flop recently.
I don't think so. They've done a wonderful job with porting and remastering the older games. They basically turned Age of Empires 2 into the Age of Empires game. They made Age of Empires 4, and then they're like, let's just keep making Age of Empires 2 because that's the one everyone wants. And You know?
Yeah, and they built upon it, and from what I've seen, it seems like a pretty faithful game. Age of Empires was never my style of RTS,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have Age of Empire 2. I really should install that and start playing it
You
again.
should.
I played it a couple times, and it was fun as fuck.
You should, especially because the new updates and everything. They just announced that they're adding another new expansion with new stories and 3 new civilizations that's coming out soon, which I just saw recently. That's a little bit of news. So it's focusing more on Mesoamerica, and you can play with a more expanded conquistador storyline where you can actually conquer these people now, which is based.
Ooh, I can play as Cortez and get my Latina harem.
Yeah. And also recently, Age of Mythology, another game that they're adding more onto. They just announced that they're going to do a South American storyline too, most likely centered around the Aztecs.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they are hitting that theme really well. There are 7 DLCs for Age of Empires 2.
That's fucking insane.
It is, and 2 of them.
You mean 7 DLCs for the Age of Empires 2 remake?
Definitive edition now. They
Yeah.
don't even call it a remake. They go like definitive edition, and they ain't lying. So I was looking at this the other day. They have 4 new campaigns for Africa, 3 for Europe, 2 for Southeast Asia. The entirety of the first Age of Empires game that they ported over and just added as DLC to Age of Empires 2. So you don't even need to buy the original now. You can just play it as a DLC add-on for Age of Empires 2. On top of that, an Alexander the Great campaign, that came out a couple weeks ago. And on top of that, too, a 3 Kingdoms expansion. So you can do the whole Chinese Romance of the 3 Kingdoms expansion as well there, too. And now more South American ones, because I think the reason why they did that is there's only 2 that you can play from the original DLC. So now they're adding more onto your little South American exploits over there too. So I thought that was interesting.
Dude, yeah, man. They're a sneaky good studio. They're definitely ones that if Microsoft starts laying off people from there, I fucking just pack it up, pack it in.
I'd be worried. I'd be like, what's going on? This seems to be the only studio hasn't missed so far. I'm going to knock on some wood here, but
Yeah, same.
Jeez. But we talked more about that than StarCraft, it feels like.
well, we had to build them up to show that they would be a perfect studio for a StarCraft game. There we go.
Yes,
See, it all ties in.
Yes. But I wonder what the third-person shooter aspect is. Link is in the description of this video if you want to check it out for yourself and read more about that. So, speaking of rumors, I guess we'll continue on this rumor train here. Where did this one go? And this one comes, of course, from Jez Corden of Windows Central. We're talking about some rumors for the upcoming year for Microsoft. And let's go through a few of them. There's 3 parts here. So first one is Xbox is eventually working on a Fallout 3 and New Vegas remaster. Obsidian is working on 4 new projects. BlizzCon 2026, new Diablo 4 DLC. WoW, The Last Titan, and likely rumored StarCraft shooter. Machine Games is working on a Rainbow Siege-like multiplayer title, but Wolfenstein 3 is still in the cards. Ninja Theory's next game will be more combat involved. Call of Duty on Switch 2. New Age of Empires is still in the works, which we just talked about them.
Mm-hmm.
Possible OD trailer to let know it's getting closer to being done. The Xbox Ally experience is essential to the next-gen Xbox experience 2. The next Xbox will be a PC, but will play Xbox One and Series games. Xbox console players will expect when engaging with a device on their TV rather than that at their desk, and a different experience. I think that's what he meant to say. And we could see an OEM Xbox PC in 2026. So that's a lot to take in there, Cream. What are your thoughts about all that I just said?
That's I think maybe a third of these are just straight up not going to happen. Like the one I see I think is the most far out one is the OEM Xbox PC 2026. I think that's going to get delayed until at least next year. I do think that next year is the year we're going to get those consoles. Maybe they announce them this year, but I don't see us getting them this year. It is crazy to think that we're already basically on the precipice of the next gen of consoles, which, although to be honest, console generations don't mean a whole lot nowadays. Just because of how PC gaming is so prevalent, but Call of Duty on Switch 2, can't wait to see that. That's gonna it barely runs on PCs. How the hell are they gonna get it run on Switch 2? I don't know. Age of Empires, yeah, that'll be good. The Machine Games one is weird.
The Rainbow Six multiplayer, like?
Yeah, I feel like that's probably gonna get canceled. And they'll just be forced to work on Wolfenstein 3. Obviously, StarCraft thing. The Fallout remasters, I'm not surprised about. We've heard those rumors for a while.
Yeah.
Obsidian working on 4 new projects. Please, God, no. They weren't able to handle 3 projects this year. How the hell are they going to be able to handle 4 new ones?
Well, it all depends, I guess. Like, what are these new projects? You know what I mean? Are they new projects or are they sequels?
Well, this is the thing. At least this year they had 2 sequels, right? They had
Grounded 2 and Outer Worlds 2, and technically
Exactly.
Avowed is a spinoff.
Yeah, it's a spinoff, so it's in an established world. So
Yeah,
they had basically 3 established worlds that they were working in, and I don't think they really stuck the landing on any of them. Maybe Outer Worlds 2. I've actually heard that it's like pretty decent.
I heard from everyone that I've talked to that played Outer Worlds 2. They said it's pretty damn good and amazing, to be honest.
Yeah,
I've not heard a bad thing about that one yet.
Avowed, I've heard many bad things, and I played Avowed. It was not good.
Yeah.
The one thing that they have not put on here is, I guarantee you they're going to raise the price of fucking Game Pass again. They're going to keep raising the price of Game Pass because I don't think they're getting the subscribers they need to make it profitable. But the problem is that they have to be careful with that because the higher they raise the price, the more they're pricing people out.
Yeah.
And there's also just other macroeconomic bullshit that they can't control that also affects subscriber base. I mean, how many people end up losing their jobs and being like, well, I'm canceling Game Pass. I can't afford it.
Yeah. I mean, according to all the financial backing of Microsoft themselves, they've said Game Pass has been profitable.
True.
But I want to see, what the
What that
next
actually
data
means.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
First,
that's the whole thing, because they can say, oh, it was profitable, but what does that actually mean? Like,
I will take them at their word for it because I don't think Microsoft can lie that easily.
Yeah, that's a little bit of fraud. I just don't think it's as profitable as they're playing it off as. I think this is more of a skim by the edge, by the skin of their teeth type of profitability. Not like we're making buco bucks, play the montage from Scarface type money.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. If it means for me as a consumer that they still want to keep it around because they're making enough to be happy, then that's all I would say matters to me at the end of the day. Because I don't work for Microsoft, I just buy their products, and if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad.
Yep.
I know. Remember when they had that crazy rumor that the Microsoft Xbox division needed to make 30% profit margins?
Yeah, that was a bit fucking scary. I was like, oh god, they're gonna get shut down if that's true.
Yeah, I guess recently Microsoft responded to that on a MSNBC or CMSNBC, the money watching one, whichever one was finances. CNBC, thank you. I guess they had a I think it was Amy Hood, the chief financial officer. She said, "No, that's not true." So she came out and actually debunked that herself. And if Microsoft comes out and says it, that usually is a good time because it's when they don't say it is when you kind of worry.
Or they hint around it where it's like, no, Xbox is pretty profitable and all. If they don't answer the question, it's real.
Yeah.
But if they just answer it straight up yes or no, then it's like, well, okay. Yeah, I think we're getting to the point though where Microsoft is going to pull the plug on hardware, and I think they're just really waiting for cloud gaming to pick up.
I think every one of these manufacturers, probably except Nintendo, are kind of looking to get out.
I think I honestly do think Sony wants to stay in. I mean, remember there was a while there where like the PS4 was the thing keeping Sony afloat as a company.
Right.
So the hardware sales, they really depend on, and Sony is a hardware company. Like, yeah, they have a bunch of like software bullshit that they do now, but they really are. They made their bread and butter, sorry, is hardware. And also life insurance in Japan for some reason. But
I feel like
whereas Microsoft is software, right?
Microsoft's software, but Sony makes a lot of their majority of their money comes from software too. At the end of the day, like the console is great, but it's all microtransactions and that 30.
Well, yeah, on the PlayStation, yeah, but I mean, Sony as a company though, they make most of their money off of selling you physical products like TVs and shit.
Right. That I understand, but it's a lot of money. Like we've looked at the financials of Sony before. They're making a lot of money, but they're not making a lot in profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're spending a lot of money. You look at Spider-Man 2, that's one everyone brings up.
Yeah,
they spent a lot of money on it, and they made a lot of money, but they didn't actually, a lot of that money just goes to offset the cost of actually making the game.
Yeah, and with the development time of a lot of their games getting up there, it's like 5 years to make a game that costs $300 million. That's giant investment for a lot of things, and we've talked about it in other rumors too. With Sony, it looks like they're about ready to have their own PC launcher. Them bringing their games to PC. Yep. Them slowly kind of looks like they're making more third-party deals with Helldivers, MLB The Show, and even recently that Lego Horizon game too.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's one of these things where they're being basically forced into being a PC software manufacturer, as opposed to like a hardware company, which is what they want to be. I think the only really divisions that they do that isn't like physical production 100% in nature was like Sony Music and Sony
and anime.
Yeah, anime, but I was also thinking Columbia Pictures and Sony Television. They have a lot of they have their hands in a lot of that type of stuff but I think really hardware is where they wanted to stay, especially because they were just, I'm sorry, they've just been dominating the last decade plus even. I honestly, the end of the PS3 generation, they started to outsell the Xbox.
Yeah.
And so since then they haven't been losing. They've been selling the most amount of consoles besides like the Switch, right?
Yeah.
But they're not really competing with the Switch. That's kind of a different market, I would say.
Yeah, the Switch has kind of just been taking over as the dominant force in Japan too. Nintendo kind of seems to have regained their footing, whereas PlayStation really kind of gained its footing back in Europe, which really helps it too, and has become the number one in America.
I guess the way you sum it up is adapt or die, and I think that's what Microsoft is trying to do. And I don't know if they're going to be able to adapt properly.
I think they're adapting just fine in terms
right now, yeah. But there's also some pretty big that cloud gaming gamble is pretty big. and it may not happen quick enough. I mean, cloud gaming will happen, like unless something better comes out of nowhere, but I don't know if it will happen quick enough for what Microsoft's plans are.
I think Microsoft's plans are fine for gaming overall because they still are doing, they're releasing games on PlayStation. They're going to put more games on Switch. They have a very solid foothold on the PC front. They don't need to worry about their games going anywhere for that. But just all these companies have invested in some form of cloud or some form of streaming. Even PlayStation did with the Portal.
Yep.
They've made advancements to that. They first started the whole cloud trend too with PlayStation Now.
Yeah, let's not talk about PlayStation Now. That is a giant steaming pile of shit.
Yeah, but
That's bad.
I feel like Microsoft is trying to get their games on everything, as we've heard from all their leadership that they just want people to play their game however they want, wherever they want. That's why they've been investing and getting a lot of support for the Play Anywhere models too.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be interesting to see how that works in the future. Even if, the Series X is not, selling gangbusters, it still has a very robust and healthy, console pool. I think last estimates were 25 million consoles to 28.
I mean it's not great though.
It's not amazing, but
For a console and especially a company their size,
yeah.
it's pretty bad. The one thing is they're selling games.
Mhm.
Like you can't it's not all just because they bought Activision and Blizzard and they bought Bethesda. That's not the only reason why they're selling games. They are publishing games that people are buying. They made really smart acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
That's really been their saving grace. And if they're moving out of the hardware, well, then they don't really have to worry about the losses of producing all these Xboxes.
Or they just make it full on just a boutique item. Like, this is going to be niche. We accept that it's niche.
Yeah, exactly. So I do think it's a smart move. I just don't know if they are going to be able to pull it off in time. That's the part where I'm like questionable about it.
I mean, I guess I haven't seen that they have been totally at a loss, but I think Microsoft doesn't want to get out of gaming at all, though. It's too big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, how can I say this? Remember Mixer?
Oh, good God. Mixer was terrible. Yeah, no, I don't think Microsoft is ever going to get out of gaming. I just think they'll become a really big publisher as opposed to a hardware manufacturer and really big publisher.
I feel you on the hardware part. I do feel like that's going bye-bye. But I feel like they're investing in hardware, but they're not investing in a specific hardware. Does that make sense to you? Like with the
yeah, they're kind of like, let's make a PC, let's make a Steam Deck type of thing, and I do think eventually those will go bye-bye too, but I don't think what they're doing is stupid. I should say that. I do think it's the smartest thing they could do. I just am gun shy about how they're gonna pull it off.
Curious. You guys see the vision fully laid out.
Cautiously optimistic, let's say.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that one. So speaking of cautiously optimistic, this is a good segue over, and we'll finish this Xbox segment off, it feels like. Developer Direct coming January 22nd. Watch games for Fable, Forza Horizon 6, and the Beast of Reincarnation gameplay directly from the studios. Cream, your thoughts?
Yeah, I honestly thought they would wait a little bit to do this one, but yeah, I mean, why not? I might as well. If you got games to promote, get them out, promote them. This year for games is still, I think, weird because there's the whole we've now had basically, this is the second year of the shoe has not dropped yet of GTA.
Right.
And again, that's a big shoe that we're waiting to drop. So if you're trying to plan your game, it's been a clusterfuck. I can't imagine how stressful it's been for all these people at these companies to try to plan out where their game's going to release. And then on top of that, you've had sleeper hits. Like, I don't think Claire Obscura was a obvious like game of the year candidate.
No.
Some people would like to tell you they thought that at the time, but no, I think a lot of people thought, oh, this looks cool, or oh, this doesn't look interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out, holy shit, this game's fucking amazing. Like Obsidian, like that was or Oblivion, sorry. Oblivion was just like a fucking, oh, here you go, it's out. Shadow Drop.
Right.
Arc Raiders was delayed and then came out, and it was really, really good. Which I did have faith in because I played the finals and I was like, this game's really good. Oh, they're working on an extraction shooter. That might actually be interesting. So but again, they've all had to basically wait for GTA. And honestly, at this point, I'd say, fuck it, go full force. If there's rumors that they may delay it even further, you've basically got this whole year open. Just don't release in November or December.
Yeah.
So you've got the whole rest of the year open for you, and you're not releasing these things around Resident Evil either, because that's coming out relatively early. So the whole middle of the year is pretty open. What do we got? Like maybe the rumor of Half-Life 3 coming out?
Yeah.
Like that's about it.
To be honest with you, I feel like when I hear people go, don't release certain games around a certain time or something like that, if a game is big enough and it's a completely different genre, I feel like those can still weather those storms.
I think for the most part, like if you put out a game against Resident Evil 9 and it's a totally different genre, yeah, you'll be fine. And I think Nintendo games, for the most part, because they're so different, and there's such a difference, they can kind of put out whenever the fuck they want.
Well, it wasn't like Titanfall 2 being released in between Battlefield 1 and
that was
Call of Duty.
That one was bad. But the thing is with GTA 6, it's going to be the biggest game of all time. And I think when it's
at least one of them.
Something when it's something that big and it's happening, if you're releasing within the same month, you're fucked. It doesn't matter what.
It doesn't matter. You're just going to delay it.
Exactly. So, and for these guys, this is the whole thing that I get to with scheduling is they're trying to figure out where the fuck do we schedule our game to where we have enough time to develop it, we have enough time to market it, and it can have its legs and run, while also being cognizant of other games in that genre that might be coming out, and also the fact that the big dick on campus is possibly hanging around. And so with GTA being in November, now a lot of these companies can say, okay, this is where we're putting our games. So we're going to see, I think, a rush, hopefully in the early part of this year, where it's like games are coming out this time. Especially, there's probably a lot of them that have been set when GTA was supposed to be releasing in like March. So
in May. It was originally May.
May. So those games won't have to be rescheduled. You're not rescheduling a game in June because something in May moved to November. That actually kind of helps you out a little bit more. But yeah, it's good to see. It'll be interesting to see what they actually showcase. And yeah, hopefully we get some good games out of this. The last couple they've put on, we've gotten some pretty good games out of.
Yeah, because I'm checking right now, because I was curious, when did all the other Forza Horizon games release? And it's either been October or late September from everything I'm seeing right here. The latest one that they did was 5 was November 9th for when that one came out, the latest one. But I feel like Forza Horizon, they might shoot for an October release on that one.
Yeah, I think that's solid. Like, I think they'll be pretty good at an October release.
Yeah, I think that's one of the more perfect times. It's right before the holidays. It's a very strong IP. The Forza Horizon games always sell well, and they have a huge audience. In fact, it's the only racing game that I still pick up and play, usually day one. and
Yeah.
play for about like a few weeks and go, I had my fun, and then I disappear.
Yeah, Fable is the one I'm worried about. I don't think that game will be good. It does not look good from what I've seen. I want to see what else they have. Just I don't want to make up my mind 100% on that game yet. But it does not look promising. Whereas Forza Horizon, they've been really solid games. I'm confident that they'll put out another solid game. That one doesn't worry me at all. And
Yeah.
Beast of Reincarnation, yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more from that. I think I've seen like a little bit of it from what I remember.
Yeah, it's
But
another Souls-like game, I heard, though.
it hasn't left like a huge impact on my mind, and maybe that's just me. So seeing a little bit more of that would be good.
I'm not
Yeah.
worried about Fable yet, only because we haven't seen much of it yet. That's the big thing about it.
Yeah.
I know IDOS Montreal is helping them develop that game. I know that they've hired a lot of talent from other studios, from Ninja Theory to Rocksteady to CD Projekt Red, and so on and so forth, to actually work on that game. So, like I said, I'm not too worried yet, because every one of the studios that are helping them work on it and write for it and everything else like that haven't really made anything bad. And even the bad games that they've made have been met with really decent fanfare, or been like, I think these games got overhit. Like IDOS, when they made the Guardians game.
Yeah.
That I played it. I haven't beaten it, but how can I say this? I lost my train of thought for a second here. They still wrote a good story, but the biggest problem was more so the gameplay was not that great, because every enemy was, not that bad. And we got Mr. Xbox International Podcast here. Even Uncle Bob was hired. He's making a little joke there. How you doing, Luis? I hope you're having a good one. Louis. It's not Luis. Louis, sorry. I said Luis. That was stupid. But yeah, no. I'm curious to see what their future is going to hold for that one. I'm more on the I want to see more, so I'm happy that they're going to devote a lot of time to this one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good to see what we're getting out of it. And again, these have been really solid. Like
Yes.
there hasn't been a lot. It's not like they've shown like 4 stinkers at these. Sometimes I think, oh my god, shut up, I just want to see gameplay. Sometimes a dev can talk too much about their game before it comes out. But that's really the only complaint, is sometimes they tell us too much information, and it takes away a bit of the mystery of just kind of playing through the game.
You know what, I will say this. Microsoft has learned a lot in making their presentations better.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, because you remember those early ones where they would have like a round table and it would just be boring and fucking lame to listen to.
It's basically them at Gamescom now. That's the one, is the Gamescom coverage for Microsoft is 3. Let's extend the 3 things we have to talk about into 3 days.
Yeah.
And it's abysmal. It's awful. Yeah, it's terrible. And again, that's a situation where they over talk about a game and take away a bit of that mystery that you want with it. It's like, it's like you're getting the audiobook version of a fucking video game, and it's like, no, I want to actually play the game that you're trying to sell me.
Yeah, and like Ando says here, Expedition 33 really got the hype cycle after they showed it off and explained the gameplay in a direct. That is true. And I think they've been doing a good job with this for all their past games that they've been showing off in these styles. And I think they've finally learned how to market their stuff better. But, only time will tell when we play it. I do like, though, that every time they've done one of these events, they always have worked with a Japanese studio to show off their game, because they did this with the new Visions of Mana game one year. Last year it was Ninja Gaiden, where they had 2 Ninja Gaiden games announced, and one was shadow dropped. And this year they're working with Game Freak of all the studios too.
Yeah, that's fucking insane that Game Freak is working with them. What the fuck? What world are we living in?
Yeah, so all this stuff is very interesting, and cool. Can't wait to sit down to watch this while I'm at work. And I know you guys will probably cover it at Gronkin, but I know we might do a recap as well for our Friday show of that. That will probably be our big topic. We'll rewatch that and give our thoughts.
Yes.
So that's all the Xbox stuff that I think came out. A lot of Xbox stuff, ironically enough. Weird.
They have been busy
Yes.
last while.
Well, they were criticized for not having anything at the Game Awards, so it feels like now everything is just go, go, go. Now's the time to get in there.
I don't get that credit. Like, look, I'm more critical of Xbox than I think a lot of people, but such a fucking stupid criticism. What, you want them to pay Jeff Keighley $1 million fucking bucks to show off something? Like, no. I would rather them show off stuff when they're ready to show it off, not feel like forced or obligated to go to the award show to show off things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good opportunity because you get a lot of eyes on your product, but if you're not ready to promote it, there's no. I don't want Elder Scrolls type shit where it's like where it takes the entire reign of Bruno Sammartino's like 3,000 WWE championship reign for you to not even still show us any gameplay or anything new. That's a terrible way of marketing games, and it really annoys, I think, fans. Like it really annoys people. So I do like the way that they're handling the directs. Like they're doing a good job with it. And they should just kind of stay the course with that.
Okay. So not to try to make this sound like a console war show, but we got some interesting Sony stuff that's come out.
Sony's dead.
They hate us. Sony is dead.
They hate us. They hate Sony. Guys, Sony's winning the console war. Sony is advancing on the Japanese front, bro.
They abandoned Japan, bro. First one we got to come out here, too. This one's by Polygon. PS5 jailbreak rumors exploding, and price of an old Star Wars game is going off of an insane thing. So, to put this out here very, simply, according to hackers, however, Racer's Revenge was recently discovered to allow for an exploit that can be used as an entry point for ongoing jailbreak efforts. Apparently, running the PS4 disc version of the game on PlayStation 5 allows savvy users to inject code into the system through menus. As hackers tell, this method cannot be patched out. So all these limited run games, this is so funny, that's limited run games too, by the way, put out a copy of this really crappy PlayStation 2 Star Wars racing game called Star Wars Racer Revenge. And now apparently there's a small glitch in the system where you can actually use this copy of the game to exploit PlayStation's software.
What the fuck? Like, oh my. Limited run games. What the fuck are you guys doing?
First off, this one is not their fault. There's probably nowhere that they probably knew about this one.
I'm blaming them. Fuck it. Why not?
But it's funnier just to say, oh my god, well, limited run games is taking out PlayStation.
To be honest, limited run games has had enough clusterfucks that we might as well just throw this one on the pile,
Yes.
The fucking, broken ass shipping and oh my god, so many other problems. Yeah, this is a little bit not good. I really hope that limited run games for the memes reissues and does a rerun of this. I think that would be fucking hilarious if they just start selling copies of this again.
I own this too, and I thought for a minute, should I sell this? And then I was like, no, I'll wait.
Keep it just in case they don't re-release it and then becomes more lucrative.
Yeah, I know. Pretty soon it'll be this and Panzer Dragoon Saga will be the two most expensive games.
This game does not deserve it. I think I've played this through emulation before and it sucked.
Oh, it's god awful. It's a terrible PS2 game that they brought to PS4, and I don't know why they brought it to PS4. Of all the PS2 games,
it's so the hackers could win. That's why. This is 4D chess, man. I don't think you understand. This is the Xbox offensive right here.
So if you're looking to take down a multi-billion-dollar company and you want to try doing some stuff like this, there you go. Go buy yourself a copy of specifically the PS4 limited run games copy of Star Wars.
I just like to think that like this is some sort of like 4D chess move from Xbox. Phil Spencer's in the Xbox bunker with friggin' Heinrich Howard. It's talking, and he's being told Sony's outselling our console still. Like they're at the gates of Berlin. It's like this is our suicide mission.
The price of the disc has gone up to to how much?
999.
It's like when Phil Spencer's getting informed, like the Bush getting informed, like they hit the second tower.
It's like the scene from Downfall. Everybody hears it's just Phil Spencer yelling in the bunker.
It's Hiroki Totoki getting told by some random intern that they exploited the PS5 glitch.
Oh shit, that's wild.
Speaking of exploiting another PlayStation glitch, this one's a little bit old, so I don't know how up to date this was, because this came out during the holiday break from, as the article would suggest, from December 23rd, 2005. PSN accounts can be hacked even with two-factor authentication passkey enabled. So, as this says here, how are PSN accounts getting hacked? So let's read this right here. In a recent report from French publication, don't want to fucking bother with that name, tech journalist Nicolas, French last name, detailed how he had his PSN account hacked, which has protection with a passkey. The hacker was able to change the email and password as well as spend money from a link payment option. Although French last name was able to recover his account with the help of a PlayStation support, the hacker was able to take control of his account a second time.
Oh,
So once again, the French keep losing. All right.
holy shit! And then Lelouch gave in like he's Vichy France.
Yes.
The World War II references keep going, boys.
It gets better. This led to Lelouch, thank you for saying that for me properly, actually speaking with the hacker who initially mocked him by telling him to contact support. Holy fuck. Oh. They then confirmed that the security flaw pertains to how account ownership is verified. In the case, the hacker only needed a transaction number, which he found in a screenshot the original owner had posted online back in 2023. What the actual fuck? And the account's username. That was all it took for Sony to hand over PSN's account hacker. Whoa, baby.
Jesus, that's bad. Also, Lelouch also found that Sony would accept last digits on a payment card or serial number of a console. The last payments on a payment card are pretty public. Like when you put your card in, that's the last four are the ones that anyone can see, really.
Yes. Agents don't ask for name, date of birth, answer to secret question, etc. What? So it's that meme of the guy checking someone. That's Sony right there. They don't want to give your money back if you buy a shitty game and want a refund, but they will willy-nilly give it out to.
They'll just give your account away. Yeah,
it's the equivalent. You can call them up and say you're a fucking Ethiopian prince, and you will get someone's PlayStation account fees, I guess.
What the fuck, man? Like, you would think after the horrendous track record that PSN has for almost 2 decades now, that you know, maybe they would try to improve security, but the fact that you can pretty easily just take someone's PSN account, what the fuck are they doing?
I don't know. We will go on more, but first we got Mr. Nerd Takes joining us. Hey, buddy, hope you're having a good day. I know it's late by you, so welcome. Oh, but it gets better. This is not the first time users have been targeted in a similar manner. Following Lelouch's tweet, other users detailed experiences, and in some cases, they ended up losing their accounts for good. So Sony don't give a fuck. That's what we're learning right now here. Sony don't give a fuck. And now this one I actually do remember. Do you remember this situation they're going to talk about? In a situation that was made public roughly a year ago, the former number one trophy hunter, Hakum, detailed his experience with a hacker and PlayStation support, which ended with him getting his account back, but fractured his relationship with PlayStation PR.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty bad. He basically had to come out publicly to get his shit back, and it's again, not everyone can do that, right? Not everyone is the number one trophy hunter for PlayStation games. Like I mean, we're not all like that, so we can't all get our consoles back because they're not going to pay attention really. If mine were to get got, they're not going to pay attention.
No.
No, this is totally inappropriate. If two-factor authentication in passkey doesn't even work, then what's the point? I would say, just a suggestion, anyone who has a PlayStation account, go unlink your payment methods, like, probably now. Just in case. Like, it's one, you probably shouldn't have them linked up, but definitely not with PlayStation.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I just think until this situation's resolved, personally, I wouldn't do it, and I don't know. It's a good reminder to everyone, maybe don't trust Sony with your money, because they're pretty shit when it comes to this.
Sony has had nothing but disasters on this front, I would say personally. The PlayStation 3 hack, this apparently is the cloud, I guess. They don't even bother to check stuff. They refuse to have, like, good customer service and PR. I also had a very similar experience like this too with The Last of Us Part 1 remaster that they did. I bought the Steelbook because I'm a Steelbook collector, so I try to collect these from time to time. I bought the PlayStation 5 version of it, and FedEx lost my order, and it took them 2 months to get me a refund.
Jesus.
Yeah. So and that was for a physical game. And I would have to, and they would be like, oh, well, you called too early. Oh, you called too late. And I had to argue with so many people. And luckily I was, they did give me a refund, but that's also why I pay with, say, for example, my Discover credit card on some stuff. So worst case scenario, I could just go, well, it's Discover's money. They'll want that back, you know? Just kind of keep it simple with that. But yeah, definitely, double check your PlayStation stuff if you're worried about this. I know I'm a little worried about this. That's why I have everything kind of linked to my PayPal account and my Discover card only. Because if something happens to that, I can get, them to stop the transactions relatively easily. So unlink your actual credit, your Discover, or not Discover, your bank cards if you have a bank card in there.
Yep.
Yeah, so double check that because I keep getting people logging into my band Twitter account and I laugh every time. I'm like, oh, cool, you're going to have a lot of fun here. Okay, we got about 3 more stories and 2 trailers, and then we can close off with our final thoughts there. Cream, last 3 stories. Larian, Ubisoft, or Switch?
Ooh, you know what? Let's go with Larian. Why not?
Larian Studios did an AMA of basically, here we go, let's bring this up right here. An Ask Me Anything with different people, the game developer, the writer, senior director, and so on and so forth, addressing concerns about, say, for example, what's the best way to say? The AI usage and stuff like that. If you're interested in checking it out, I would say go and look at that. I have that linked in the description of this video. But let me get the Spark Notes version of it up here to basically say what everyone asked them mostly questions about. One of them being, is Baldur's Gate 3 coming to Nintendo Switch 2? And the correct answer was no. It is not coming to Nintendo Switch 2. So
Yeah,
if you're,
I don't think the Switch 2 could run it. I gotta be honest.
I think it could. But
Maybe.
it would be maybe. But here's a little bit of more of a Spark Notes version of this AMA that covers a little bit of the points here. So Larian says it will stop using generative AI for concept art development. However, they still use it to improve the speed with which they can try things. Any use of AI will be built on data that they own. We want not we will not generate creative assets that end up in a game without being 100% sure about them being original of the training data. Basically, everything in the AMA was just them asking about AI this, AI that, AI this, AI that.
Yeah, that's kind of the nature of how things are right now. Everything's AI centric. Yeah, I mean, oh man, I should really plug something actually.
Sure.
Me and Nosmir, we did a little interview in a channel called It's Hard So No. This is a side channel that we did, and our second video, the one of two videos we have up there, was with Blue Drake 42. He's been on YouTube for years and years and years, but he's really gotten into AI game development. And one of the things he talked about was the origins of training your basically your data sets. What are you using? And he says there's a lot of problems with AI, and a lot of it stems from the fact that they just pulled information from everywhere, which means if you were to make, I don't know, a game and you do it all by hand, this AI data set is like, it gets pulled into your game that you worked hard on, gets pulled into an AI data set without your consent. And what he said is, if you can fix that to where the data sets are basically open source, or assets that the company actually owns, then you can go and you can basically overcome that really big problem of infringing on people's what they own, their rights, especially as copyright holders, which if you're building a game you do have a copyright on. So I do think if they can make that change, that's a huge thing to fix. And that allows AI to be a little bit more, not a little bit more, a lot more reasonable in the eyes of, I think, a lot of people. There are obviously people who just are not going to like AI no matter what, and are ready for the Butlerian jihad. Look, every day I'm getting a little bit closer and closer to that. But it's definitely the thing that I think a lot of people are interested in or concerned about. So it's a good idea they brought this up, and that they're going and checking in on the origins of their training data. And I think if you want to use AI, look, you can just use it in a way that's actually like appropriate. And I think this is a great idea for making sure it's appropriate. Anyways, shameless shilling aside.
Now I'm looking forward to that hopefully coming back with you and Nasmer. You guys are doing good.
Yeah.
Okay. My views on AI is hopefully it's good. And they use it and they can make something good with it. I know that everyone's kind of all over the place about it right now. As I always say, we can address a problem, but we cannot address the mitigation to that problem.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could say it. We'll go with the one that's more close in your neck of the woods there, E. And that is Ubisoft closed the studio. Ubisoft has closed its Halifax studio and claims the decision is unrelated to the recent unionization efforts. So, basic story over here. Over the past 24 months, Ubisoft has let's go with those one here. In an email sent to staff on Wednesday, reviewed by VGC, Ubisoft said it had decided to close Ubisoft Halifax as part of a company-wide cost-cutting and restructure measurement. Halifax is a studio behind mobile title Assassin's Creed Rebellion. Only last month, Ubisoft Halifax workers formed a union with around 60 workers signed up to the Game and Media Workers Guild of Canada. Ubisoft claims the decision to close Halifax made well before the decision and said it fully respects its employees' right to unionize. If you want to read more about this, it's right here. It seems like they were just a slop studio, just a mobile studio.
Yeah.
I feel like these are studios that are easy to cut. I'm sorry that, around 70 people are losing their jobs, especially up there in Canada. I know it's been relatively rough, especially with the unemployment rate up there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
just more strain on a system, but hopefully they land and find a bunch of new homes, because I know there's a lot of people still in the game industry that are actually working and looking for new things. Cream, you have anything to add to this one?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks for a couple different reasons. Obviously, knowing enough about where, and living in Canada, I know enough about Halifax to know there's not really tech jobs in Halifax. It's a very small city. So these people are now going to have to move. Of course, because there's not really anyone else in the area that can hire them. At least, like, you, in theory, could go to Ubisoft Montreal, maybe. Although, if you've been just laid off by Ubisoft, I don't think they're going to be hiring you again in Montreal, right? I understand why they're saying it's because of unionization. I don't think it's 100% unrelated to it, but it's not the main cause. The main thing is Ubisoft as a company needs to cut costs. They're spending way too much money and they're not making any money. So where are you going to cut? You're going to cut the small studio that's kind of like a little like enclave, like tiny little thing that makes, honestly, games that don't make them any money, and they're just kind of no offense to the people who worked on it, but it's bullshit puttering work. It's like stuff you put out just to put out. And so, that's a bit of a for the Ubisoft, they got to cut that shit. And it also is kind of a bonus that they're taking out unions. So like that's not the only reason. I'm sure they probably had a couple options on the plate and they're like, hey, we can get rid of the studio that's all unionized. Well, let's do that then, because then you don't have to deal with bullshit of strikes or any of that stuff. But it's not the main reason. Again, they're not just firing people because they're forming a union. They're not Amazon, like, or some other company. But yeah, it sucks. But Ubisoft needs to do this in order to survive, because they've released so many bad games and they've put themselves in this position now. And sadly, the workers always end up being the ones to take the brunt of it. And it sucks for them, and I hope they all land on their feet. But this is, I guess it was bound to happen. I think I even said a year ago or something like that on Gronking that this is a studio that Ubisoft should probably close, because geographically it's relatively close to Montreal. It might have been over a year ago now, but I do remember mentioning that on stream. So now I feel kind of bad because they mentioned like, hey, they should close the studio. Now they have, but yeah, I really do feel for the people who lost their jobs, because it's a shit situation.
Yeah, well, I hope to everyone that's affected, not effective, you have a safe landing and you find a job really quickly. Someone whose wife lost her job recently too. I know how that could be very worrisome, especially around the holiday times. And luckily for them, they made it through the holidays, but still, the post-holiday blues continue for some people.
Yep.
So hopefully they can get done here too and get on their feet faster. All right, Cream, this was the one that you sent in, so I'm going to have you take the lead on this one. Switch 2 sales slowed over Christmas, down 35% in U.S. compared to Switch 1. Cream, would you like to point out the part that you want to read, and then we can go with that one.
Yeah. I guess we can start with the beginning here. The Nintendo Switch 2 hardware sales slowed during the Christmas period compared to its predecessor in many Western markets, including the US and UK. That's according to the Game Business podcast, which reports that following a record-breaking launch earlier this year, the Switch 2 sales in the US over the holiday period of November and December were down around 35% compared with the Switch 1, with what the Switch 1 managed during the same period in 2017. Now, there's a couple things you can take away from this, and I think it's a collection of a few things, right? So it's, again, we have to look at this as a whole, because I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of gaming economic talks this year just because of Nvidia being the biggest company in the world and possibly that coming and crumbling to the ground. And just also with the fact of like economies are shit in Western countries right now, so it makes it harder for people to purchase. And I think that's a driver of this. It's not the only driver. I do think that maybe the launch of the Switch 2 was games wise not the best.
Lacking.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best. I mean, and there was a lot of bad PR going into the Switch 2, and a lot of people will buy the Switch 2 because they're Nintendo fans. Like there's so many fan bases that they'll buy anything day one, right? Warhammer, Harry Potter, Nintendrones will buy fucking anything, right? If they sold a fucking Mario themed dildo, they'd be buying it and using it every day, being like, oh, I don't really like dildos, but this Mario dildo is pretty fucking good. It feels great in my ass or something like that. That's kind of how they act. It's not all because of that though. It's not it because again, it had a really good launch. Like no one can doubt that. Like you can't not give Nintendo credit for the launch. The launch of the Switch 2 was really successful. Like it did gangbusters, but there are a couple things where it's like, look, there hasn't been as many games as I think people wanted, especially out of a console that you really do. It's not like a PC where it's like, oh, I can play anything on this. No, you're kind of limited in what you can play on the Nintendo Switch. I know there's more third-party games now than on the Switch 1, but also the Switch 2 is more expensive than the Switch 1. And then we're also dealing with, at the same time, people not having as much money to spend. Purchasing power is down. That's big for consoles. Like if people can't afford, like if people are complaining because they can't afford a Game Pass increase, what makes you think that they're going to go and buy a brand new console? Like maybe as a gift, but if you don't have it on sale, I think a lot of people were trying to try to like rein in their spending this year.
Yeah, and that's very true. Because we had the other report, I think that came out around when we were about to go on vacation, just when we were about to go on vacation, or I think we might have covered it. I can't remember. But console sales for the holidays were overall down.
Yeah.
Even if like the PlayStation 5 was still selling good, I think it was down upwards of 25%.
It's pretty much in line with about this. So this is the thing. And again, with the PlayStation, you can make the same case, man. You can play the same games as the PlayStation on the PC. There's not really any brand new exclusives besides Yote, which everyone knows is going to come to PC anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a kind of a problem that people are running into. And again, when people don't have as much money to spend, it really does affect these companies. So part of me is like, hey, this is not like Nintendo L. No, I mean, it's not really. I don't think it's an L on any of these companies.
It's a
in the
reflection
sense
of the market times.
Yeah, exactly. There's things that are out of people's control. Yeah. But what they can control is they should have had a better launch games-wise for the Switch 2, and I think that would have made up for it like maybe 5 or 10%, maybe. but still, it was going to be down just because of how the economy was. So it's not like alarm bells. Holy shit! Nintendo is dying. Xbox is dying. Sony is dying. There are other. They are other things that are affecting these companies and affecting game sales overall. Like game sales last year were down. They just were, like, overall. Yeah, there was a lot of like indie games selling, but think about how much money like Repo cost. It was like a $40 game. It wasn't like terrible. Something like Schedule 1 was like $20 Canadian, as opposed to like a game in like AAA in Canada. $20 is pretty good. Like a AAA game is $90 Canadian. And so people were spending less money on games, which means less money was going to big companies. And then on top of that, the games that were selling the best were AA and under.
Yeah.
Like on average, because obviously you have your CODs and your Battlefields and even Arc Raiders, which is like a AAA, but still, like there was a lot of lower budget games that were punching way above their weight class. And so that just shows you what's going on with the market. It's not just because people aren't just buying like Peak because, oh, fun I can have with my friends. It's also because it's not gouging you.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like I can have fun with my friends and not have to go and set up like a payment plan in order to afford this because shit's tight.
Yeah, I think we actually had an update on Peak's game sales too, if I recall correctly. I know it sold a lot. I can't remember.
I'd laugh if it was 15 million.
I think it was in the double-digit millions. I think it might have been 10 million.
So it's only 5 million by Detroit Become Human? That's what you're telling me?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh,
to be fair, they're about the same price right now too. I think $3.99 for Detroit Become Human, and then this one was what, $5.99.
Yeah,
something like that. I think I saw like it just had a phenomenal milestone, if I recall correctly. So those devs are probably rich, you know. They probably made a shit ton of money.
There was an update about the guy who did Schedule 1. That was a one-person team. It was one guy who made it, and he just bought like office space. Like he's expanding into an actual studio now, and he's hired a couple people, and that's why there's like quicker and quicker updates for the game coming out. Like we're getting basically new type of indie studios based off of one game hits, which is cool to see. And I want to see them succeed, of course, because, you know, hopefully they can have a little bit more success than what we've been getting from like the AAA in terms of actual game quality. But again, things are fucked for people. Like there's a lot of people doing well still, and there's a lot of people who are not doing really terribly. And when you raise prices on things, and then like, I'm sorry, when you inflate prices of products, but people have less money to spend on said products, that's disaster. Like that's economics 101. Like that doesn't work. Like you have to either become such a huge niche project, like some like product, like fucking like Gucci or something like that. But you can't be a mass appeal product and do that and succeed. And, you know, we're seeing that some of these companies are now struggling because they've been forced, quote unquote. I think that there's a little bit of, you know, I think the jury's out on whether it was, you know, on what the exact makeup of percentage wise of greed and necessity for sales, like for price increases are. But, you know, they increase the price, and if people have less money to spend than they did when the price was lower, you're fucked. Like people aren't going to take people aren't taking lines of credit out to get video games.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. And people really are just trying to tighten up on spending because they know it's getting to the point where it's like, fuck, I don't know if I have enough money for fucking groceries for a lot of people out there. So yeah, I'm not surprised it's down. and I don't think that's all on Nintendo. But I do think it's worth looking inward if I'm Nintendo to be like, how do we do the best we can in this situation, which I don't think they did with the Switch 2 launch.
No, I agree with you. But yeah, I was just looking up. Peak has sold 10 million copies.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Detroit Become Human, still a better game. That's how it works. Bigger number sale, better the game.
Also, this is a fun thing from that same podcast where they got that information from. There's a little short about why they think the Switch 2...
That's a wild freeze frame. Whoa.
Yeah, I know. This looks like Revenge of the Nerds plot.
They look like they want to tell me about organic kiwis while they listen to Joy Division. I'm very concerned.
But let's listen to this one.
I do wonder. I think probably the Switch. I have a theory that the Switch 2 was probably supposed to launch a couple of years ago, and that Mario Wonder was going to be its launch title. That's my conspiracy theory. I think that was going to be what was happening. But I think that because the Switch was just still selling well, and because the pandemic happened and everything.
You know, I thought women like this hated Adolf Hitler. I'm surprised that they're co-opting the haircut.
I think probably the course correction was to just keep things as they are, launch Mario on the thing that already has sold 100 and whatever million, and then, just push it a little bit down the road.
Yeah, it's a good point. That 2023, that's an interesting thing. 2023 obviously had Tears of the Kingdom and Wonder and Pikmin
I think that's
4.
what it was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be launched with Tears of the Kingdom, and that would be on the Switch as well. And I think it was supposed to be that, and then Mario Wonder would be the Christmas game. I think that's the in the good timeline that we didn't experience. I think that's what would have happened.
That is an interesting theory too out there. And
that was COVID, like 2020 when Mario Wonder came out, right?
2023. So
2023. Okay.
It was just coming out of COVID. So we had probably like the most insane breakdowns from, I want to say 2020 to 2022 is when everything really got messed up. And then 2023 is when everything started to open up more and kind of start to settle itself out. Because we started to get a flood of games from 2023 and even last year, or well, the year before, I should say, in 2024 as well.
And the Switch 1 came out 2017.
Yes.
That kind of tracks. That kind of tracks, especially with those games all coming out in that year. Maybe it was supposed to come out. And honestly, if it came out with those specs then, that would have been a good console. It would have been actually like a good console hardware wise, which would have been like the first time in forever, like since the 64, well, not even the 64, like the NES, that they actually had a good hardware wise console that was like excelling above others. Yeah, I mean, that probably was it. But again, if the Switch 2, if the Switch 1 is still selling, why would you?
Right? It's kind of hard, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to basically take out back your most successful product. And obviously, I think they were a bit gun shy because of the Wii U, with doing a sequel console, I guess. But it was less like the Wii U and more like the SNES, I guess, in the sense of it was, it did well. Even including the 30% drop off in the holidays.
Yes, indeed. All right, I have 2 video game trailers to show off, and then we can start to wrap up the show. First one, this one was making the rounds online because looks like dog shit, but the PlayStation official account was promoting it, and this is called Ebola Village.
What?
Yes,
we already had that. That was Resident Evil 5.
So let's watch a little bit of this trailer here. I haven't watched it, but everyone was like, "What the fuck are you doing, Sony?" So let's get this one a shot here.
Vince. What?
So Ebola Village isn't even feeling the Resident
Wow,
Evil.
dude. I gotta be honest. I think Resident Evil 9 might be cooked, boys. I don't think Resident Evil 9 Ebola Village is gonna be very good. What the fuck? Why would you even promote that as Sony? Like, that's such a blatant fucking ripoff. Like, oh my fuck. Why? Sony, what are you doing lately? What the fuck is going on?
I know it even got an article on a video game news site, one of the like bigger ones, and then I was figured, well, let's share this on the show. Let's see how fucking nightmarish this was, and it's even worse than what I thought. That's for sure.
Jesus.
Yeah, so Ebola
So game of the year, basically, is what I'm saying.
They even made the giant E red to make it look like a Resident Evil clone.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody found an early build of Resident Evil 4 and said, I'm going to just use the bare bones and make a video game of this.
What if I make it Ebola Village?
Yes.
Which, what the fuck does that even mean? There wasn't any black people there at all.
There's no
lie.
There's no Knuckles, Ugandan Knuckles either.
There's
right?
also no Ebola. Like, there wasn't like black people with shrunken heads walking around.
Well, I guess Ebola makes you a werewolf.
That does it?
I guess so. That's what I saw in that trailer.
I don't know. The one guy looked like he was albino. I don't think the Ebola does that either.
Honestly, this looks like it's Eastern European, so I can see it popping up here.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You know.
I don't think Asians know what Ebola is, though.
They're immune to it, but they have different problems.
Yeah. Dengue fever. Oh, wait, no, that's also not. Never mind. Wrong place again.
This next one was shown off at the New Game Plus trailer, and this one I know a lot of people are interested in. It's called Dinoblade. So let's show off this trailer. So there you go. That was Dinoblade.
Yes, Dinoblade. I remember we showed that off on Gronking when it like first was announced, and we were like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, what the fuck? It's a Souls-like dinosaur game, and we were all just like, "That looks fun as hell." It just looks like dumb fun.
Yeah, it definitely looks a lot better now. I'll say that much.
Yeah. They've been doing work on it, and it's good to see that they're out there and getting that promoted there. So yeah, good to see.
Okay, that's all the trailers I really have. It's very slow this time of year. Nothing really too much else out there. Cream, did you have another news story that you wanted to talk about real quickly before we just kind of start wrapping this up?
No, I don't think so. I think that's basically about everything.
Yes. Okay, then. So, Cream, before we move on, we did a show with our top 5 most anticipated games of 2026. Cream, what is your number one?
For 2026,
Yes.
my number one game. I'm excluding GTA because, of course, GTA. Resident Evil, maybe.
Well, it's coming up quickly, man.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's hard to say because I go and I'm like, oh, what's actually coming out this year? And you're like, there's a relative, like a lot. Like it's really hard to narrow down which one I'm excited for the most. Resident Evil's up there. Toxic Commando, that's gonna be good. We're probably gonna get something like that's a shadow dropper surprise, but yeah, I'd probably have to go with Resident Evil, just not to say GTA.
It's coming up quickly too, so that helps.
Yes. Yeah.
So, if it's a disappointment, at least you got out of the way early.
Exactly, and I can spend the rest of the year sulking like an asshole.
So, I guess my follow-up question is, what do you think is going to happen this year? I guess the good, the bad, and the bold. So, what is one of your... What do you think is something good that's going to happen? What do you think is something bad that's going to happen? And then what's your bold prediction?
Something good that's going to happen is I think honestly it's going to be a continuation, a little bit of continuity of last year where there was just a lot of really good games, like way too many good games to even play in a year. We were talking about like, oh my god, this game could have been nominated for Game of the Year. That game, like there was a ton, and like that we went through one of probably the best years ever for video games. I would put 2025 up there with that. 2026 I think is going to be a continuation. I think we're going to get a lot of indie games, a lot of sleeper hits, and probably more layoffs. It's I think the layoffs will start to slow down a little bit, and then they will speed up very quickly, because the bad thing I think is going to happen is we are going to be there's going to be a bit of a AI bubble bursting this year. I mean, even Jim Cramer can see it now, so you know that's bad. You know it's bad when Jim Cramer is saying it's going to happen.
Well, so usually that means not going to happen, right?
Well, usually, but everyone else has already said it. See, now he's forced into agreeing with everyone, so it will still happen. Which the problem is, two of the big companies that are involved in that, the biggest is being is Nvidia, but we also have Microsoft that's really huge, and we have AMD. Like, there's a lot of these companies that are tied up into AI pretty heavily. That's going to have effects. If the AI bubble bursts and it's bad, you're going to see a lot of layoffs from a lot of different divisions. You're going to see layoffs in Xbox. Even if Xbox is doing well, if the rest of the company is failing, they're going to start cutting corners wherever they can. So, and Microsoft really has leveraged a ton into AI, way too much. But yeah, Nvidia is going to be a struggle. So that's going to be a problem. It's going to affect games. Like I know that's more of a finance thing that's separate, but nothing is in a vacuum. Everything is interconnected. That's just kind of how life works. And sadly, that means when there's economic problems, there's like 4 or 5 different sub problems it creates for games. So I do think there's going to be that. My big bold swing, I think, if I'm being bold about it, I think the Steam machine is going to be a success. I think the Steam machine is going to be a success. I'm tentative about that one. I think that's my bold swing. I wouldn't put the house on that one, but yeah.
If I may interject, I think Steam has shown you what a niche product in a market can be for a company, and what a success can be for a company too.
Yeah.
Because the Steam Deck, I don't even think it's cracked double-digit millions, to be honest, the last time I checked.
No, I don't. I think they're close. Probably like I don't know. They're probably at like a 9 million or something like that. But yeah, they really like. I know Nintendo with the Switch, but the thing that's really kickstarted everyone trying to make their own handheld console was the Steam Deck. When Valve came out and said, "Hey, we're going to make something that can run console level games, PC level games, handheld that you can take on the go." That's when you see ROG. That's when you see all those other ones that we could list off a ton of them. If Extra Zero was here, he'd be listing off 40 right now, and we wouldn't be able to stop him. He'd be going through the list like fucking Rain Man. But yeah, if they can make the Steam machine a success, there may be people who say, "Hey, I might." If I'm looking towards if they actually are able to afford something new.
So
And there's the Xbox one that comes out this year. That might be a bit of a competition. Which one performs better, the Steam machine or the Xbox one? Because both can run Windows.
yeah. I was just checking this out here. The Steam Deck has a wide berth of estimate units because they don't have an exact number. So between 4 million and 8 million.
That's pretty. That's honestly, in the grand scheme of things, not a lot. But for a niche product, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And it says over here, Steam Deck is getting maybe a little bump since they just did refurbished versions of OLED models.
Yeah, that's true. There's like 4 or 5 different versions of the Steam Deck that are all being rolled into one, right?
Yeah, I got the original OG model with like a gig of internal storage.
Yep.
Or not gig,
Terabyte.
Yeah. Why did I say gig? That's fucking nothing.
It runs
shit.
maybe runs one Flash game.
It might play the first 5 minutes of Half-Life 2.
Yeah. That'd be pretty good though.
But I do agree with you on that one. The good thing, the games seem to be continuing to be very interesting. If you want to check out other people's views of what we're thinking about for the our top 5 most anticipated one, I would say go check that out after this video if you haven't already, where we break down a bunch. But there's so much. A lot of these developers look like they're finally firing on all cylinders. The only thing that I'm concerned about personally, or not concerned, but curious about, what is Sony's first party lineup going to be?
Wolverine
And Saros.
That's all we have so far.
That's really
I'm sure we'll get more clarity. I mean, fuck, at least we got Yote last year, so you're gonna have Yote be on sale. So it's probably one of the better years for the PS5. Considering that there is stuff that it's not like there was like a huge long drought of a big game like Yote. Yote was a pretty big game, and now you have Wolverine coming out, so it's better, but it's still not where it needs to be. And that's the thing everyone's been saying about the PS5 is like, where the fuck are the games? If you're gonna make us buy this console for exclusives, then you better give us exclusives.
Well, it's also when are they going to release it? Because it's coming out when they said estimates of fall 2026. Are they going up against Grand Theft Auto?
Well, the problem is either we got two scenarios. I think there's 2 scenarios with this one. Either one of those games gets delayed, or they both get delayed. I don't think they're both coming out on time. I don't see that happening. So it may not be the biggest problem, but yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? Like, who the fuck is gonna choose Wolverine over GTA? Like, you'd have to be a fucking idiot to make that choice.
Exactly. And with all the problems that Insomniac had with the leaks and everything too, or the hack, I should say.
Yeah, we know what's gonna happen in the game. I mean, should I spoil what happens? Do we want to put a spoiler alert up, or?
I figure that we should not spoil it.
Okay.
If it was already out, I would be fine with it, but because this was kind of malicious that this was out there. I think that kind of sucks for those devs. I mean, it's out there on the internet. I'm not going to
Well,
stop you from doing it.
The worst part about it was they were leaking people's security, like social security numbers and stuff. That stuff is absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole script of the game is leaked, so we all like it. I saw it. I didn't really want to see it, but I did see it. So now I know what's going to happen. So yeah, we'll see what happens when people get their hands on the game.
So we'll see if they stay true to that script or if they changed it after some stuff. You never know.
They might pull a Mass Effect 3 and make a change.
Yeah, you never know, but I'm concerned about when they're going to launch it, because fall, that's between September to November. That's really it.
Yeah.
So are they going to release it early? Are they going to release it in October? Just before GTA? But even that, it might not be the most optimal time.
Well, especially if there's other stuff out at that time. How many other games are going to be coming out before GTA to try to miss it? So
yeah, it's the same thing we're talking about with Forza Horizon 6, and so on and so forth.
You got another COD game that's going to be out next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, as bad as Infinity Ward and COD have been, I think most people will choose Call of Duty over the Wolverine game. Like, yeah. I do think most people will make that choice, even on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So that's also a tough matchup there for them. This game should have been out a while ago. Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I don't want to wish anything bad for that game. Even though I was very disappointed with Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hope that they've made some course corrections, because this game has been announced for a while now. It was leaked probably midway development, and then on top of that too, a lot of stuff has changed. So maybe there's going to be some changes to it. Maybe that's why it was also radio silent, because everything kind of everything's out in the open, fellas.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully it's good. But besides, like I said, besides Saros, besides Wolverine, and MLB The Show that they have coming out this year, it's looking very light.
Looks pretty anemic, yeah.
Yeah.
Bold. Do you think it's too early for another Gran Turismo?
Oh.
I mean, they can't compete with Forza, but not at this point, which is sad, because I love Gran Turismo, especially Gran Turismo 2. I have at my desk right now, the copy for the PS1. But you think that maybe it's too soon for them to release another Gran Turismo game?
They would just do an expansion at this point. Gran Turismo 7 has been doing very well.
Yeah, and the thing is, the actual Forza series is done, so it's only Horizon.
I don't know if the Forza series is done.
Yeah, well,
but
I should say the
done.
studio that was making the mainline Forza games is done. So it kind of seems like they're just retiring the Forza mainline series, at least for the time being.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, because that studio went under a major overhaul.
Yeah.
And to be fair, this is stuff that needed to be done.
Yeah, so what are your competitions for actual racing games, not like rally games that Forza's in? Yeah. It's really just F1 and NASCAR, because NASCAR's back now. So
well, we talked about that for the F1 too, how they basically are taking a year off and just making a DLC to make a new game.
Yeah, this would actually be a good year to release a Gran Turismo game.
See, but the problem is, though, we would have already heard about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. Well, I don't think they would have kept it quiet for this long.
Well, I will say this, because the reason why a brand new game is coming is there's always people from the studios that are out filming cars that get caught all the time.
Yes, that is true.
And that happens for both Forza and Gran Turismo. So I haven't heard any devs getting caught filming cars yet. So that's how I know we're not getting a Gran Turismo anytime soon because we haven't heard one.
That's not true. My hopes for a Gran Turismo remaster, the Gran Turismo 2 remaster, are real. Damn it, I still believe it'll happen. It's gonna happen. It's happening someday, guys. We're gonna get 4K remaster of Gran Turismo 2, soundtrack intact.
You could do that if you buy a Retro Tinks.
I can mod up a Supra and beat a fucking McLaren. Come on, guys. I believe.
You know what? I think we would get Need for Speed Underground remaster before we get that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, for sure. It's the fucking way we're getting that. I want one, but there's no way.
Oh, man. You know what? That'd be great if we could get a, Need for Speed Underground remake or something like that. Just a port.
Yeah,
in all of its glory, 2002 goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome.
That'd be great.
And that's why we won't get it, because EA hates us. And the Saudis won't allow it. The Saudis bought it, and they're like, we're putting Need for Speed Underground in the vault, bro. It's not happening.
We got Sandra stopping by saying, I pity GTA 6 if they released together with Ace Combat 8.
Yeah, jokes aside, Ace Combat 8 can't compete with GTA, bro. I'm sorry. I know. Ace Combat 8 is going to be a big game this year, though.
Yeah, it's
gonna do really well, but nothing's a GTA. Like it's
gonna be a juggernaut. Let's face it. It's not going to.
Like honestly, trying to compare a game to GTA 6's launch is like being an Asian in a dick measuring contest with a Congolese man. It's not going to end well for you.
Here's my bold prediction for you. Because they haven't confirmed this yet. But I feel like this might be the best time to do a move like this. Call of Duty skips a year.
Yeah, they delay.
They delay 1 year because there's been all this chatter about how they want the studio to do better. They want to realign this, this whole big thing with all the support studios being Raven, Infinity Ward being just there, Sledgehammer being fucking just there. They can't rely just fully on Treyarch. They don't want to do a Black Ops, and they don't want to do a Modern Warfare game. They also said as well. So
take a year off, which then gives an extra year to everyone.
Yes. So
that's not a bad idea.
So just take a year off, let Grand Theft Auto just soak up that time spot, and just reinvest into promoting your other IPs for this year to fill out the rest of the year. You already should be able to, I believe, make up a good chunk of that money with, say, for example, Forza Horizon 6, because I feel like that's going to be a great seller.
StarCraft
shooter, Gears E-Day, because they said E-Day is coming out as well, too.
Yep.
And most likely that will also be day and date on PlayStation as well, so you could probably soak up a bunch of sales.
You got 4 Obsidian games. You got...
they're not coming out this year's, though.
Well, there's probably one that's coming out this year.
Well, they are doing a PlayStation 5 release of Avowed.
Yeah, that'll do tens of dollars of sales.
And then they also are doing an update to Grounded 2.
Yeah, so, I mean, they have enough. They're a big enough studio where they can actually take a year off of putting out Call of Duty. And if they're doing stuff for Diablo and World of Warcraft and how much other stuff are they working on? I'm certain there'll be some sort of random remaster that gets announced, like the Tony Hawk ones that we got last year. Who knows? We're gonna get Guitar Hero remastered and Gran Turismo 2 remastered. These are happening 100%. I've announced it.
I will counter you with your. I'll counter your sarcasm with actual a different take.
Mm-hmm.
A new Spyro game.
That actually, yeah, they may.
And the only reason I say that is they didn't shut down Toys for Bob. Toys for Bob went independent, and on top of that too, I know they signed a deal with Microsoft to make a game.
Yeah, so maybe they do that. Mm-hmm. We also have Halo.
Yeah, that's correct. Sandro, he's a brother. We got newish Halo, so we got the Halo remaster coming out too.
So there's enough shoot. They already have like 2 shooters there.
They got way more than 2. They got Gears of War, and
Oh yeah, Gears. So that's 3. That's
Yeah.
at least 3. Like yeah, maybe you do take this year off of COD.
yeah. On top of it too, like I said, what shit. We haven't even talked about another game that somebody brought up again, and that was Clockwork Revolution 2.
Yeah.
That's another game that is also in the mill right now from In Exile, which is another one of their big acquisitions that they've been working on this game for quite some time too, and it looks pretty damn good from the trailer I actually rewatched recently.
Yeah. I mean they're in a good position where they can skip, and doesn't mean they're going to make the game better. I think that's all bullshit. I don't actually believe that they'll be able to, but there's at least things to tide people over. And also Battlefield 6 is out, and honestly, Battlefield, that's good for Battlefield 2. Like, if there's no new shooter, they're not going to go to fucking Black Ops 7. They're going to go to Battlefield.
Honestly, if you look at the sales stuff that is going on and on, they honestly could just probably live off of just expanding Black Ops 6 and 7.
I know they've sold well, but they're not playing well. I think they're not succeeding to where they need to be. Obviously, if they're having to put out statements about taking years off and stuff, they're not doing what they need to do.
Yeah, but if they
like Battlefield 6 was like a fucking, that was a huge success for EA, especially considering where the Battlefield franchise was.
But I counter with this one. If they're worried about making money, they could just pump those games even harder to fill the void.
Sandra brings up a good point, though, that Halo won't have multiplayer. And Gears will maybe have multiplayer.
I think it will, but Gears multiplayer is very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Because Gears multiplayer is for a special level of autism.
But again, you also have the StarCraft game, like, and how much other do they have? How many things do they have that they haven't announced yet, right? So,
well, we don't even know what Bethesda's working on, too.
Fuck, who knows? Maybe we get Elder Scrolls this year.
Well, that would be hilarious, but
they shadow drop Elder Scrolls.
What if that's the secret game that they do? Is like it's Todd Howard going, "It's finally here.
Elder it's out Scrolls. Right now."
And you can play it now.
It's free to play. We're just giving it away for free.
No, they do. They shadow drop Fallout 3 remaster and then say Fallout 5 is coming. No, Fallout 5 is coming in 2030.
And it stars Kyle MacLachlan, but not as this character from the Fallout show. It's this character from Twin Peaks, or Showgirls or something. It's fucked. The game just sucks.
You know what game we might hear about? Because this one hasn't been talked about for a while, but it's been brought to my attention again recently with some news. We might actually get an update for Blade, the Blade video game.
Hey, we just got an update for the Blade movie, so... Did you see the update for the Blade movie?
Yeah, it might become Midnight Suns now.
Yeah, there is no Blade movie, it's just Midnight Suns. Yeah, the Blade game would be interesting, especially because, like, that's been in development for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, the fact that they had the IP and they were developing it is probably the only reason that Arcane is still around. I gotta be honest, I think they would have axed Arcane if it wasn't because of the Blade game.
I would say I agree a little bit, but I think what we saw was the more likely outcome, that they wanted to get rid of Austin because Austin was more of the dead weight.
True.
And then Sando says they can always hit their emergency button like Square did when they announced FF7 and release a classic edition of Call of Duty, literally printing money. I mean, they could do that. They could just do all of like a remaster of all the Call of Duties and just port it to everything.
Just fix, yeah.
I mean, Call of Duty on Switch, that would be a good one to do. Just get all the old Call of Duties and port them to Switch.
And you could put it on Game Pass. You do the Modern Warfare trilogy with. You do it basically like how you did the Halo Master Chief Collection.
The Call of Duty collection. I mean, that would be cheap, easy, and
Yeah, Call of Duty. You
villain.
could call it like the Call of Duty War Chest or something.
The War Tour collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could have like all the old Call of Duties in there, and then all the multiplayers from them and the maps and stuff. That would print money.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would have to do it up till and stop at Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Call of Duty 1 to Black Ops 2. That would probably be it.
You do all the 360 and below.
Yeah. Once you get past Black Ops 2, I think it's too soon. And honestly, the games aren't good enough that people really want remasters of them.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to Moz on Black Ops 3, but
Is that
eventually
the one
you also. Yeah, honestly though, you can save those for later too. You can do a war collection too, or whatever.
You could do different ones though, like the espionage collection. It's just Black Ops, and then it's like the Modern Warfare collection, and then it's like the World War II collection and stuff like that.
Yeah, the classic collection that goes, and has them all up until World at War. Yeah, not a bad idea. Or they just fix the games to make them playable.
Yeah. The best trailer for the Blade game will be some gameplay with the catchphrase, literally the only new Blade you're gonna get.
Oh no, it's Mahershala Ali in the video game. He comes out like Keanu Reeves at the Cyberpunk.
You're breathtaking.
Oh no.
But like I said, there we got possibility. I don't think Machine Games is going to release a game this year because Indiana Jones has been somewhat successful.
Yeah.
So I think they might. I think they might do another DLC for that one first.
Yeah, and they'll focus on. I honestly do think they're going to focus on Wolfenstein. As much as I'm not a fan of Machine Games, to be honest, I find their games very clunky and not as enjoyable as you would hope they would be.
You and I differ so much about that one. It's so funny.
I know. It's not really a popular opinion that
no,
one.
it seems to be a hit or miss one with
take.
Machine Games. You're not wrong.
Yeah. But I do like the Wolfenstein series, at least the classics. I mean, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, that's a banger. But yeah, I do think that's probably the route they're going to take. They're just going to be like, all right, get to work on Wolfenstein and then put basically anything new on the back burner. Total War 40K, when's that coming out? That's probably later mid this year.
The one made by Creative Assembly, right?
Yeah.
That Nasmer fucking was autisming hard about that to me.
Oh yeah. It's not going to be good. I think it'll be a clusterfuck. The only good thing that Creative Assembly has done in the last couple of years is they just finally this year decided to put the older games up on GOG.
No, they're not going to bring back the sisters. I don't even think they want to acknowledge that one because that was an arcade game, believe it or not. That wasn't really Machine Games was not the head developer for that one.
Yeah, when did they take over? Was that the new line of the Wolfenstein games?
They did all the new Wolfenstein ones: Old Blood, New Colossus, New Order.
Yeah, the ones from the 360 up, right?
Yeah, the good ones. And then Arcane became the lead developer for Youngblood. And oh my good God, I gave up after an hour and said, nah, this ain't it, Chief. I got my money back from Microsoft for it, though.
We all know the best Wolfenstein game is Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Okay? I will die on that fucking hill.
You know who made some good Wolfenstein games? Raven.
Yeah.
Activision made some really good Wolfenstein games. In fact, that would be good games to bring back from the forward compatibility. Go through that vault.
Yeah, they own them all.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking might as well if you're Microsoft.
Yeah, you literally own all those people who worked on that IP in some way, shape, or form. Now,
well, they don't own the people; they own the companies. Slavery's illegal nowadays.
Not according to some people.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we need. I need to get Nasmer more involved. I want to try to get him more involved this year and stuff. That guy, needs to be more recognized for his genius and autism.
That's true. He is autistic.
He's a special type of autistic. You know what? He blew me away when I finally saw his face. He looks like fucking Ted Lasso.
Yeah, the with the mustache. Yeah, that was weird. Oh god.
I was like, nah, this isn't you.
Yeah, I was like, you look fucking cooked. I think I said that to him too.
I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, nah, you can't look like Ted Lasso in real life, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Oh fuck! Who? You know who else he reminds me of? That UFC fighter. Former Marine. Lost to fucking the Cuban guy, the cheater.
Oh fuck.
Not. God damn it! He had that fucking weird facial hair too, just like Nasmer does.
He lost to Yoel Romero. Right?
Yes, he lost to Yoel Romero. He was like,
oh fuck.
Come on, someone help us out here. Fuck, now I gotta look it up.
Yeah.
Tim? Is it Tim?
I don't remember.
Yoel.
I got no fucking clue, man.
Oh god, this is gonna drive me insane here. Not Bellator, stuff like that. Why is it got here? Tim Kennedy. That's it. Tim Kennedy.
Oh, was he the one who killed that woman in the car accident?
Wait, what? That's news to me.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. That was Ted Kennedy. All right.
Oh, that Kennedy. No,
Yeah,
wrong family.
Yeah, Ron Kennedy. Whoops.
Wrong Kennedy. No, but yeah, that Microsoft could do a lot this year. No, it's not John Cena, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that we should wrap this up here. That was a fun conversation, man. That could go on for another 3 hours if we let it, but I'm tired, and I'm going to spend all day standing outside in a fucking blizzard because I'm an asshole.
Are you going to the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I got tickets for the Bears playoff game.
Oh, the Bears.
The Bears.
Bears.
My stepbrother, he works for the village department, so he's going to be out there cleaning the streets and stuff, so he can't make it. So
well, I hope you fuck the Packers in the asshole because I need my Niners to win the Super Bowl this year, okay? It's looking pretty rough.
All I know is I fucking hate Green Bay fans, and I'm going to be out there getting lost in a blizzard, and I'm going to be surrounded by probably a few of them. So I might get into a fist fight. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, well, if you do, film it. That's content, baby.
The closest I ever got into a fist fight at a sporting event was against Red Wing fans.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, that was
fucked in the head.
That was closest to it because they would not shut the fuck up, and their team was getting blown the fuck out too, which was even better.
Yeah, they fucking chirp like no other. The worst fans are the Leafs fans, though. Toronto Maple Leafs fans have the ego of Yankees fans, but not the championships or the current, record to back it up.
Are they worse than Canadian fans though?
Nah, my Habs fans are the best, baby. Come on.
Which Habs fans? Are we talking the ones that can speak English or the ones that refuse?
I accept the ones that refuse because the team's so good. I mean, think about it. More Stanley Cups than any other team. The only team in North America with more championships is the Yankees. Okay,
makes sense. They were around.
We're built different. Yeah, I mean, if you're around for a century, you can win 20. Still 80 years where you fucking suck, but
it helps when you can hide all the talent scout tapes and everything and just constantly recruit.
It also helps when you get basically all the best players from the only place that plays hockey for like 40 years. Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah, it helps. Kareem, would you like to tell people what you have planned, where you are going, and so on and so forth for upcoming events? Anything cool or interesting?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I have a couple things to promote here. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night I will be live on the Pin Down Podcast channel. We're going to be talking wrestling. So if you like wrestling, come on over. We got some shit to talk about. Drew McIntyre is your new WWE champion. Okay? Yours, specifically yours, Sandro. Specifically you, he's your champion. So we'll be talking, I am certain about that. We will also be talking about a bunch of other stuff in the news. And then, speaking of which, on the next day, on Sunday here in North America, we are going to be talking about gaming news on Gronking Gaming. Yes, Gronking is back this year. So we're going to be talking about lots of stuff. Same time, same place. So yeah. If you could check me out over there, that would be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Make sure also on this stream, yes, if you're new, subscribe. If you are still here, drop a like. That helps out Carl. So make sure you do that. As well as Sandro, you're going to have to give me $4,000. If you could Cash App that, I might even accept the Venmo, but I really prefer Cash App. That would be very keyno.
Well, that's $4,000 Brazilian, I'm guessing, right?
No, a U.S. currency. I'm not a fool.
Well, it could be worse. It could be 4,000 Iranian, which would probably be like 4 cents.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Why did you say "f you" for? Give him to Trey.
Nah, it's all you. It's all you, Sandro. Sorry, buddy.
All right, Cream, this is awesome. I love having you on, and I do appreciate you taking every other Friday out to help me do the stuff. I always love hearing your insights because you are always very knowledgeable and straight to the point with your takes, and I do appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, it's time to get back into gear with the new year.
Yes, New Year's coming, so looking forward to more shows with
And
Cream.
so am I.
Looking for more shows with Cream and, of course, all the other guests as well. As for me, nothing else is going to happen until next Wednesday when we come back with another episode of Backlog Battling. That will be our next time we're live with Nerdy Neo, talking more about the video games we are playing. Besides that, we got a couple unboxing videos and a couple more collection videos that we'll be posting. I've decided Monday and Tuesday will be the day for those, as well as other shorts and other fun things too. We've been posting more video game related shorts, which actually have been doing surprisingly decent, which actually have been helping a lot too. So if you want to go check out any fun Steelbook unboxing or other older episodes, just check out this channel. But yeah, as I said before, we will be going live usually Wednesday through Friday every week for the time being. I appreciate everyone stopping by. I hope you have a very wonderful weekend. If your team is in the playoffs, I hope they win. Unless you're a Packers fan, then go fuck yourself, because I hate the Packers and FGB and so on and so forth.